some kind of ball game. We continue our Illinois High School State Championship football coverage from Hancock Stadium in Normal on the campus of Illinois State University. This is the 5A final between Peoria Richwoods and Belvidere. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Liederman. It has come and gone. The rain has, that is, and we hope right now the rain keeps up. Joining me again, Jack McInerney. And, Jack, these are two teams that have much the same philosophy, but use different styles to carry it out.
They certainly do. Both teams have outstanding running games, probably the two strongest running attacks in the state of Illinois, but they run them out of different formations, and that will be the interesting part of the afternoon.
Peoria Richwoods, as we told you, was here last year, lost by 1 point. They are back this time, though. Their #1 ball carrier has got an injury, although Darrell Taylor will start.
Well, he is a sophomore, and he had over 1,200 yards rushing and 20 touchdowns. It's very difficult to give up a ball carrier like that, and if he's even at 70 to 80% speed, he'll be a heck of a ball player this afternoon for Peoria Richwoods.
And as far as Belvidere is concerned, everybody stay glued to your sets. Don't blink. You might miss something. This is a team that runs and doesn't stop running.
Well, get your ticket for the Amtrak. They run a no-huddle offense. They average 12 seconds they average a play. They've averaged over 71 plays per game, and they really put the ball on the line, and they take off. So get all your snacks right now because they're going to be really going at it.
Now, we're going to get ready to take off in a minute. We'll have player introductions and the kickoff for the 5A championship. So stay tuned right here on Sports Vision.
This IHSA State Championship football game is being brought to you in part by S&K Chevrolet, UFS Savings Center, Veldy's Auto Row in Pekin, Shakey's Pizza in Peoria, East Peoria, and Bloomington, the price leader John Bierce Ford Yugo, and Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton.
I'm always looking for a better buy, so when I wanted a bank card, I shopped around. This card has one of the best interest rates in the entire country. And you know what? I got it from my very own bank.
The Better Bank Visa and MasterCard with a low 14.76% interest rate and a 25-day interest-free grace period.
A better card at a better rate. No wonder they call them the Better Bank.
Receive this free heavy-duty canvas coat upon approval of your new Visa or MasterCard. Act now. Call your Better Bank for details.
Veldy's Auto Row. I've been asked what we have on Auto Row. We have a Veldy Truck Center, a Veldy Ford, a Veldy Oldsmobile Cadillac, and a Veldy Lincoln Mercury. We've got great products. We've got all the truck lines of Ford. We've got all the Ford lines. We've got the Lincoln and Mercuries, and they build a fine product. We've got Oldsmobile Cadillac. The two finest products that General Motors builds, we've got. Why would anybody want to do anything but just shop along Veldy's Auto Row? Just a great place to do business. Veldy's Auto Row.
Well, the weather getting threatening again. Skies are overcast, and the threat of rain is here, but so far, so good. Joining us today, Paul Zakovic from station WHOI in Peoria. Paul's down on the sideline, and I guess the big question, certainly from the Peoria Richwoods standpoint, Paul, is what's the condition of Darrell Taylor?
Well, Darrell Taylor will start today as the wind whips up here down on the sideline. I talked with one of the physicians on the sideline. He is wearing a brace on his left knee. They're going to put him out there in the starting lineup, see how he does, and if he does well, Richwoods is in good shape. Back upstairs.
Okay, Paul, thanks a lot. We'll stand by for your sideline reports and maybe watch you get into a rain parka. We hope not. Anyway, let's go to the player introductions right now. And here's the public address announcer, Steve Adams.
Championship game featuring the Belvidere Bucks and the Peoria Richwoods Knights. First, introducing the starting defensive lineup for the Bucks of Belvidere High School. Introducing the head coach, Vern Pottinger.
Vern Pottinger in his 12th
and now
year.
the starting defensive lineup. At left end, number 54, Scott Myers. At left tackle, number 64, Todd Martin.
Keep your eye on Todd Martin, 64. He's being recruited by Big
right
Ten and
tackle,
UCLA.
number 56, Rich Kennedy. At right end, number 28, Mark Haley. At linebacker, number 60, Todd Soma. At nose guard, number 67, Corey Schiller. At linebacker, 55, Troy Hudson. At defensive back, number 40, Mike Davis. At defensive back, number 11, Brian Ashley. At defensive back, number 29, Neil Hess. And at safety, number 22, Eric Vanderwait. Those are the Bucks of Belvidere High School.
12-1, the record for the Belvidere Bucks. The only loss by a point to Rockford Hononegah. And now the folks from right down the turnpike, Peoria Richwoods.
First, let's meet the head coach of Richwoods, Rod Butler.
Rod Butler in his 4th year at
At
Richwoods.
left end, number 85, Doug Cook. At left tackle, number 75, Brian Sin. At left guard, 66, Brock Deal.
And Brock Deal, certainly a man to watch both ways
At
for
center,
Richwoods.
number 59, Tim Muller. At right guard, number 62, Ted Plotkin. At right tackle, number 73, Mitch Martin. At right end, number 30, Kevin Carpenter. At quarterback, number 12, Jeff Schwarzentraub.
Jeff Schwarzentraub, all-conference quarterback.
Number 20, Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor, another 1,000-yard rusher.
27, Darius Adams. And at fullback, number 21, Darrell Taylor.
And here comes Darrell Taylor, all 5'6" of him. And we're all set for the starting kickoff right here. Belvidere won the toss, deferred, and Richwoods decided to take the ball. They will be defending the goal to our left. You're looking at the Peoria Richwoods fans. Now, they don't have very far to come, only about 35 minutes from here down I-74. But Belvidere has also got quite a contingent here. Over 3,000 tickets were sold up there for this game. Let's take a look at the officials. The referee, William Lowdy of Frankfurt. The other officials, Edward Johnson, South Holland, the umpire. The headlinesman, Michael Holber from Mokina. The line judge, Gene Krupa, doesn't play the drums. He comes from Homewood. The back judge, Dan Miller from Country Club Hills. And just to set our geography straight, here's where both these teams come from in Class 5A. You're looking at Rod Butler and his quarterback, Jeff Schwarzentraub. And first of all, the Belvidere Bucks up north there, just south of Wisconsin, and east of Rockford, up there on Route 20, and down south right near here in Bloomington, the Peoria Richwoods Knights, called Peoria, obviously, their home. Back in twin safeties, Ian Brown and Fred Taylor. And you're looking at Neil Hess, number 29. He's also been injured. He missed the semifinal. And Brandon Armstrong, number 32, deep for Richwood. Number 32. And we're underway. Fred Taylor at the 5. Taylor getting through. Across the 30 to the 33. Good run back for Fred Taylor, and we're on our way here at Southern Illinois State. I always have these location problems. Brought down by number 66, Torrey Mason. Now let's check the offense for the Richwoods Knights. Schwarzentraub, the quarterback, Darrell Taylor and Fred Taylor, the backs. On the flank, Darius Adams. There's the line. Sen, Deal, Muller, Plotkin, Martin, and the tight end, Kevin Carpenter. Split end, Doug Cook. They come out in the eye. The up back is Darrell Taylor. In motion, Darius Adams. And Darrell Taylor gets the first carry. He gets to the 35.
Well, it didn't waste any time going right to Darrell Taylor to test that knee and being a leading rush with 1,300 yards.
Now take a look at the defensive line for Belvidere. Todd Martin's the man really to watch here, we're told. Myers Martins up there. Soma, the leading tackler on the team. Schiller and Hudson. And the secondary, Davis, Ashley, Neil Hess, and Vander White. Second down, called gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Again, it's Darrell Taylor, and he is through.
Knee looks pretty good.
Down to the 20-yard line, Rich Kennedy putting on the speed and getting the angle, saving the touchdown. But what a run by Darrell Taylor. And as you said, Jack, certainly doesn't hurt. Doesn't seem to be hurting so far. 46 yards.
There's just a little tramp to the fullback. You can see it bounces out. Now, folks, keep in mind this young man is only a sophomore. That was a great downfield block. And the knee right there looks like it's holding up pretty well. 43-yard run for Darrell Taylor.
Ball's on the 20, 1st and 10, opening drive of the ball game. Starting at their own 33. Schwarzentraub, he's keeping. Schwarzentraub needs one block, he's got it. Yes, Schwarzentraub inside the 10 to the 6, brought down by Vander White. Good block in there by Jason Salmon. Check it by Darius Adams on the flank right there as he went around the right side.
That was a 14-yard run by the quarterback with the fake to the fullback. He ran the outside part of the option. He had the guard pulling, and a great job on a downfield block, and a nice run by the quarterback.
Peoria Richwoods letting everybody know they've come around to play. 1st and goal from the 5. Again, it's Darrell Taylor, and Darrell Taylor gets to the 3, brought down by Haley and Rich Kennedy, with help from Todd Soma coming up from the linebacker spot, down to the 2-yard line. Typical Peoria Richwoods drive so far. Darrell Taylor leading it, and it's all been on the ground. 2nd down from the 2, goal to go. One more time, Darrell Taylor finishing it off. Touchdown, Knights.
As we said in our pregame, Mike, don't leave your TV screens. This could be a high-scoring game. We're liable to burn out some bulbs on the scoreboard down here at Illinois State.
Well, Brock Deal throwing a good block there to spring him. You'll see it on the replay.
Interesting trap block down there with the guard coming across on the middle linebacker and the other guard pulling the trap in. Of course, Taylor punching it in.
Ian Brown tries for point. It is good. 9:31 to go here in the 1st quarter. And they'll come back up the field with the score. Peoria Richwoods 7 and Belvidere nothing.
Beat the cold with a John Deere special purchase sale. Hot new 1989 Fords, only $89 over factory to dealer cost. Not 88, but 1989 Taurus's, Festivas, Tempos, and Escorts. Only $89 over dealer cost. And you still get up to $500 cash back. You can even save up to $4,500 on big, tough Ford pickups and 4x4s. Or save some cool cash on clearance price Mustang convertibles. It's a special purchase sale, and it's hot. Only at John Deere. Ford you go.
Before you buy anything, shop UFS first. You'll save 20 to 40% on toys, keyboards, typewriters, TVs, all kinds of electronics. Before you buy anything, shop UFS first and save.
Now, UFS brings you the pre-holiday Electrona sale. Get this 25-inch stereo TV for just $489. Save 20 to 40%. TVs, VCRs, stereo cassette players, typewriters. Don't miss the pre-holiday Electrona sale. It's going on now at UFS.
UFS, where the savings are for real.
Well, 2.5 minutes in, Richwoods has already got a 7-0 lead, marching 67 yards on his first drive of the game. Here's another look at the TD.
And there's the workhorse, Darrell Taylor, the young sophomore. Excellent blocking up front by the offensive line of Peoria Richwoods.
Wolzakovic, what you got?
Well, guys, it's typical Richwoods football. Rod Butler calls it boom-boom football. He often calls it boring, but it's winning football. Back upstairs.
All right, Ian Brown will kick it off. The man in the middle is Chris Yerk, number 20. And a good look at Ian Brown. He plays defensive back. He's a backup flanker, backup quarterback. We saw him quarterback this team last year when Schwarzentraub was hurt. Short kick. Taken by one of the up men. That's Don West, the backup tight end. And Don West will give Belvidere good field position up to the 38-yard line. Very quickly, the scoring drive, 2:29 on the clock, 5 plays, 67 yards, kept by Darrell Taylor, who did most of the work, especially that 49-yard run, 2 yards for the TD. All right, Jeff Bailing, number 12, the quarterback, there in the wishbone, and you will find them there all afternoon. And the give first off is to the fullback, Rob Del Santo. He's the workhorse. Del Santo getting up for a couple of yards. Stopped by Kevin Carpenter. Starting lineup is Bailing, the quarterback. Yerk and Henke are the halfbacks, and Del Santo, the fullback, and he is their leading ball carrier. Second down, 6 to go. And again they go to Del Santo, and Del Santo this time fights his way to the first down across the 45 near midfield. Brought down by Sean Thompson, number 31. The offensive line, yours, McIntyre, Jeff Hall, the center, Mavo, Brinkmeyer, and the two ends, Carlson and Rob Chamberlain. Rob Chamberlain is their principal receiver when they throw. They've thrown and completed 61 passes. Chamberlain's caught 51 of them. Ball is loose. And Richwoods has got it. Peoria Richwoods coming up with the football. Darius Adams quickly as they had problems on the exchange.
And that's the way you stop the no-huddle offense is you force a turnover, which happened right here. And what happened is he's trying to pull the ball out on the read, and he loses it. And there's enough Peoria people around the football, and that's the quickness that we talked to Vern Pottinger about earlier. He said that Richwoods is real quick up front.
All right, Richwoods again now from the Belvidere 47. Darrell Taylor brought down by Kennedy and Haley together with Soma and Hudson. Whole bunch of Belvidere Bucks in there down to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 2.
These are the contrasts we talked about, Mike. Both love to run the football, as we've seen to this point, but they do it from different formations, and Peoria does a little slower with the normal huddle, and the Belvidere, it's a no-huddle offense. Interesting concept.
Darrell Taylor, 5 carries, 57 yards. Not bad, 3.5 minutes into the ballgame. And again, gang tackling by Belvidere, led by Todd Martins, the big left tackle, the 260-pounder, stopping Fred Taylor for a gain of 1, if that. Brings up a 3rd and 7. Fred Taylor, the senior, he plays tailback. Darrell Taylor, no relation to Fred, the sophomore, is the upback or the fullback. Fred Taylor runs the option better, although the fullback, Darrell Taylor, has much better speed. 3rd down play. First pass from Schwarzentraub. And Schwarzentraub getting away from several tacklers, but not Rich Kennedy. Kennedy coming in as Schwarzentraub may have gained a yard. It'll bring up a 4th down, and Ian Brown will come out to do the kicking, and he will be kicking into the wind. Reynolds, the deep back. And Reynolds will make the catch and take it out to the 19.
That was a nice play by Reynolds, not allowing the ball to hit the AstroTurf, because that thing could have bounced down inside the 5-yard line, and Belvidere would have had a real tough time with field position.
All right, Belvidere back on the attack again after the 26-yard punt. Bailing, the quarterback. Wishbone attack from their own 19. And again, Del Santo, the fullback. Stopped by Kevin Carpenter. Let's take a look at that Richwood starting defense. Martin Carpenter Sturdivant, whose brother Tony played here last year. Sean Thompson. The linebackers, Sen. Devel Polo plays a nose guard as well. And the secondary real quickly as Belvidere again has problems. And this time covers up. Bailing recovers the fumble off the exchange. Right now, Belvidere looking a little jittery, Jack.
Well, they're jittery, and also, you know, when you run the wishbone, you're going to have mistakes. You're going to have fumbles. You're going to have turnovers. But it's a big play offense if you can pop one loose, and they've done that over the year.
3rd down 4. And this is Bailing on the keeper. Jeff Bailing!
As I speak.
Somebody's inside the quarterback and coach's head, and Jeff Bailing rips off a chunk across the 50. Darius Adams bringing him down. A fine run on the quarterback option by Bailing.
Here's the ride right here. You can see the guard. It's a little pole block, and he follows right behind him. He turns up inside. A nice job by Bailing, following blockers and getting downfield for a big first down for Belvidere.
They're ready to go again. 26-yard gain from the 49 of Richwoods. And here's Del Santo, and Del Santo breaks tackle. Down inside the 40, gain of 12 yards to the 38. Rob Del Santo, stopped by Matt Martin. Well, Belvidere didn't waste any time getting it into gear. Once they got their exchanges straightened out, another first down, and the only thing stopping the Bucks right now, the way they move the chains. Here they go again, no huddle, and again it's Del Santo. 6 feet, 181 pounds, and he carried folks down to the 25. Ian Brown making the stop. Again, it's a first down, and again they're up to the line.
Great run here by DeSanto, following his blockers, 1,300 yards on the season.
One more time, Del Santo, the fullback, trying the right side. I'll tell you, our producer director back in the truck, Bobby Albrecht, he's got to be on his toes today, doing a great job with those replays, fitting them in between no-huddle offense.
And our statistician's already, his right hand is already beginning to swell.
We'll talk about our spotters later. They're hopping, too. 6 carries, 45 yards already for Rob Del Santo. And Jeff Bailing brings him up to the line again. Second down, 7 from the 22. This is Yerk. And Chris Yerk inside the 20. Jim Ulrich making the stop.
Chris Yerk with 972 yards on the season and 12 touchdowns, 6.6-yard average. They've got a real stable down there of running backs.
Give Matt Martin credit on that last tackle. Third down, 2. Bailing on the keeper. First down again, Belvidere, Kevin Carpenter.
Nice job here. The linebacker scraping off to get over there, but before he can get to him, the quarterback slips and falls on the AstroTurf here. It rained all last night, so it's a little slick down there.
And we get the loose ball, and Peoria Richwoods is on it again. Richwoods with number 31, the defensive right end or linebacker, Sean Thompson, making the recovery, and Belvidere, deep in Richwoods territory, coughs it up a second time.
See right here, it just gets bounced around trying to pull the ball out from the fullback on that ride on the first phase of the option, and that's the third time they've had a fumble like that on the ride with the fullback. It's not a real good mesh so far.
Mitch Martin, I guess, really should get proper credit for that recovery, so we will give Mitch the credit he deserves. Now Richwoods with their second possession. They scored on the first, 4:03 to go. They lead 7-0. Guess who? Darrell Taylor up to the 21. Eric Vander White making the stop after the gain of 8. Well, somebody said running football is dull. I don't know who said that, but we take exception.
Well, when you get two high school teams like this, here's Darrell Taylor again, an inside trap, and Darrell Taylor carried the ball 264 times for 1,300 yards this past season and 20 touchdowns, a 5-yard average, and that's not too shabby for a sophomore.
Official timeout. Clock is running again. 3:30 to go, first quarter. Good look at Schwarzentraub on 2nd and 2. Darrell Taylor. He's got the first and more, close to the 30.
This is the best defense for that wishbone of Belvidere is for Peoria to keep the football and grind it out and keep that clock going.
Neil Hess coming up to make the stop. Darrell Taylor's had himself a game already. We still have 3 minutes to go here in the first.
And he's not at 100%, Mike. Do you believe that?
I hope there are a lot of recruiters in the stands down a couple of years down the line. This is Fred Taylor on the option pitch. And Fred Taylor to the 35. Mike Davis, the stop for Belvidere, helped out by Troy Hudson.
And without being too redundant about the Taylors, Fred Taylor at tailback also had 1,000 yards this season on 149 carries, 12 touchdowns, and he averaged 6.9 yards per carry. And that's the complement of that good, speedy tailback with that strong inside running game.
Well, Taylor was the fullback last year, second string. They switched to tailback this year, and he certainly has responded. This is Darrell Taylor, short gainer this time, right up the middle. Stopped by Todd Martins. Rich Kennedy, Corey Schiller, the nose guard in there, brings up third down 4, 2:10.
You know, if you notice the pace of our conversation or how we're talking, I mean, when Belvidere, we're rattle, we can slow down a little bit more with Peoria.
I feel like I have about 20 cups of coffee already for this one. Third down play, a long one. Schwarzentraub on the keep. And Neil Hess trips him up as he crosses midfield down to the 44-yard line. Brian Ashley also helping out on the stop. And Peoria Richwoods running at will over the Belvidere Bucks defense. Gain of 17.
Let's take the ride to the fullback there. You can see everybody closes in on Fred Taylor, and they should with 20 touchdowns and 1,500 yards. And there's the quarterback cutting back against the grain. A nice run by that returning letterman. And he's been here before. Last season they played for the state championship.
Well, Schwarzentraub, of course, was injured for that game. He had a dislocated elbow. Ian Brown quarterbacked the team. Schwarzentraub came back, made all conference again, and here he is healthy. And there he is on the keep. For about 3, Corey Schiller the stop, the nose guard. Todd Martins the assist. A minute 15 to go. Well, we've had about 200 yards of offense already this first quarter. Belvidere 81, 115 for Richwoods. And Richwoods on its second drive, and both were long drives here. Under a minute to go, first quarter. Mike Lederman along with Jack McInerney. We greet you from Hancock Stadium at Illinois State. And Peoria Richwoods has turned up the throttle and hasn't stopped. Darius Adams in the slot, number 27. Doug Cook split to the right, number 85. Darrell Taylor, and this time he is stopped for no gain.
Here's our young sophomore fullback, Darrell Taylor, and there's a little ride option, but on that particular play, the Bucks closed it down pretty well in behind him and held him to no gain.
You saw Troy Hudson coming in to say the Bucks stop right here. I had to do that.
I knew I was waiting for you to do it.
Now, you know, better now in the third quarter, get it over with, no suspense. 10 seconds to go. Peoria will let the clock tick down, and they will go with the wind in the second quarter. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Knights of Peoria Richwoods 7. The Bucks of Belvidere nothing. We'll be back. Woo!
In Peoria's history, she was the founder of the Bradley Polytechnic Institute. In 1875, Lydia Moss Bradley was elected to the First National Bank of Peoria's Board of Directors, making her the first woman bank director in the United States.
On behalf of the students and faculty of Bradley University, best wishes.
This message brought to you by the First National Bank of Peoria, celebrating 125 years.
We're proud of a future you can trust.
Well, $2,000 cash back isn't chicken feed this Thanksgiving weekend here at S&K Chevrolet. We're talking turkey. We're out to move 200 cars and trucks by close of business Monday, and we'll do it with some of our best prices of the year. You use your rebates to buy with no down payment. Make no payment till $89. Meet celebrities with full factory equipment, base price reduced to just $89.90. So push away from those mashed potatoes. Head for what could be the best buy you'll ever make. We're the talk of the town, talking turkey. S&K Chevrolet in Peoria.
Pizza is great for a quick, affordable meal, but at some places the menu is a little limited. At Shakey's, you get an entire buffet. Delicious pizzas, light and crispy chicken, pasta with zesty meat sauce, side dishes like mojo potatoes, and a fresh fruit and salad bar. A whole lot more for about the same price. Shakey's, now you can afford to have it all.
Well, the broadcast rights to the IHSA Boys Football Final have been granted to Sports Vision, too, by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction or rebroadcast of this event without the written permission of Sports Vision or the IHSA, strictly prohibited. You're looking at the scene here at Hancock Stadium. First quarter started with a frenetic pace and built up from there.
Wow.
And it's not going to end.
No.
Well, two big turnovers by Belvidere, one stopping a long drive, the other leading to a Richwoods touchdown. And it's 7-0 for Richwoods. They are on the march. Jeff Schwarzentraub, the quarterback, the single setback. Schwarzentraub looking for Darius Adams. And we're going to get a flag right here. The flag on Brian Ashley, pass interference inside the 10-yard line. In high school ball, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
Here's the play-action fake here, and he just airs this ball out because the coverage is pretty good. He's got the wind to his back, throws it about 40 yards, and let's see if we can see. There it is, right there. Excellent call by the officials, and here's a real terrific angle. You can see right there the contact before the ball got to the receiver in the area. And that was an outstanding call by the officials. And they've really done a great job in this series so far.
Well, Darius Adams has only caught 6 passes. He's the leading receiver.
On the defense, first down.
We told you a 15-yard penalty. Darius Adams, as the leading receiver, has only caught 6 balls, which is to tell you what the offense is like for Peoria. You've already seen that. But 4 of those catches have gone for 6.
And do his eyes light up in the huddle when he hears a pass play coming?
And he had 2 steps on the defender right there. So a 1st and 10. From the 27. Option to Fred Taylor. And around the left side, Todd Soma making the stop. Taylor, though, gains good yardage inside or at the 20.
About 4 of those yards were based on a nice block by number 30. Kevin Carpenter, 5'11", 200-pound senior, does a nice job in his downfield blocking on that little counter options they run.
Fred Taylor with nearly a 5-yard average on but 3 rushes. Schwarzentraub again on the give. And stop for no gain with Schiller and Martins and the rest of the front 5 coming up.
Let's watch how Belvidere collapses on this inside trap here. What Taylor wanted to do was cut back, but both tackles from Belvidere closed down and did a nice job on Darrell Taylor.
Brings up a 3rd and 3. Looking at the Belvidere defense, Todd Martins, number 64. Darrell Taylor, again, the quick hitter, and Darrell Taylor looks to be about a yard short. But we've got a flag down. Schiller and Martins on the stop. And the holding call against the Knights. Set them back a bunch.
Let's take a look at the tackle right here. He's trying to close down. And right there, you saw number 4 on his jersey being pulled out, and that was the hold.
Still 3rd down.
Well, Brian sends a good one, but he gets caught once in a while.
Well, he might have long fingernails, Mike, and they might have just hooked on that cloth.
10-yard penalty makes the situation 3rd and 13 inside the 30. Jeff Schwarzentraub, 6 foot, 172-pound senior. 2-year all-conference player. 2 Taylors in the split backs. Schwarzentraub to throw. He's got Martins chasing him. And a good play dragged down. Troy Hudson, number 55 on the sack, and those Bucks fans made a long trip, and they've got reason to cheer now.
Little play-action pass here, and he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's sprinting to the outside, but he really never has a chance to look downfield because he's got so much pressure on him from the defenders from Belvidere.
Corey Schiller, give him credit for that sack. Here's Ian Brown to punt. Ashley with the fair catch call on the 18, and Belvidere will be in business again. So penalties, and the stout Bucks defense have stopped Peoria Richwoods this time. 9:28 to go, 7-0 the score with Richwoods ahead. Punt of 24 yards for Ian Brown.
As Belvidere comes out and goes up on the ball, but during the playoffs they've averaged 45 points a game, and during the regular season they average 40. So you know they have a very potent offense.
Again, the wishbone, Del Santo, Hemke, and Yerk, the backs. And here's Yerk Chris Yerk.
As I speak about potent offense, I must inspire them.
Javel Paul making the stop, coming up from nose guard and giving chase, but Chris Yerk made the nice play. Carlos Sturdivant also helping out, number 76. 35-yard gain.
This was just a little counter dive here, and he just cuts back and does a nice job, and any back that has 970 yards, you know, can run.
Del Santo gets the call. We get a flag. And it looked as though somebody jumped a little early.
It'll be against Peoria. They broke the plane of the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. And in high school, of course, all they have to do is break the plane. There's no contact.
Encroachment, defense.
The call is encroachment. The penalty 5. 1st and 5 now. The ball just outside the 40. Bailey on the keep. Gets 3. And watch, you're looking at Rod Butler and his assistants talking to the defense. Remember, the pressure's on the defense to get set with an offense in no huddle. And here they go with a 2nd down and 3. Give to the second man through, Justin Allen, and Allen. Checking it's Brian Hemke, number 91. And how do the plays get through? You see the backup quarterback Reynolds, number 15, on the sidelines, and he will flash those signals in from Vern Pottinger, who's got the Space Cadet helmet right on the headsets.
He actually also flashes the formation.
And that time on the dive, Yerk. And Yerk is stopped by Kevin Carpenter. Kevin Carpenter doing some stout work on the defense, and it is a 4th down and 2. In 4-down situation here, they will go for it. Bailing the pitch. Ball is loose. And aggressive defense by Peoria certainly forced that potential turnover.
Again, the high ratio of turnovers in the wishbone is prevalent here so far in the ball game. We can see right here, he's attacked by that end. The end is right in his face right after he comes off the fake, and he has to pitch it real quickly. And you can see the running back does not get a good handle on it. Real quickly for our fans at home, the formation is signaled into Belvidere, and then the quarterback will either call it on his own, or he also will get a signal from the coach as to the play.
1st down, Richwoods from the 39-yard line. Schwarzentraub, Fred Taylor, and Fred Taylor's got Neil Hess in the backfield, and Hess makes an outstanding play. Big loss on that. Back to the 33.
You can see number 29 right now, the cornerback. He wasn't fooled by that fake at all, and he comes up and makes a great tackle on Taylor. And that was just an outstanding defensive play in the open field by Neil Hess, 5'9", 147-pound senior.
Well, he injured his ankle, missed the semifinal. They certainly miss him, but he is back and healthy for this one. 2nd down, 16. Ball's on the 33. Garris Adams in the slot to the left. Schwarzentraub finds Todd Martin's riding him. Again a loss, this time back to the 31.
That's Todd Martin, 6'2", 260-pound senior, and after last night's game, I had the opportunity to talk with John Makovic, the coach at the University of Illinois, and they're extremely interested in this young man to be playing down in Champaign next year. He's had an outstanding season for Belvidere.
Now Michigan wants him too. The Bruins want him. So have a feeling his family's not going to have to write too many tuition checks once he graduates. 3rd down and 18. And straight ahead, ball is loose, but it's been whistled dead. Belvidere fans get all excited, but the ball had been blown dead. Good pressure in there by Kennedy and Schiller and Haley. And Ian Brown has got to put his foot to work with the win this time.
And this is the only time that Peoria doesn't huddle, when they come out to punt the ball.
Ian Brown averaging about 31 yards a kick. Gets good height on this one. Reynolds at the 30. And Jim Reynolds makes the fair catch. Belvidere will start up again when we come back. 5:40 to go, 7-0 Richwoods.
ice.
This is our diamond anniversary at Potter & Anderson, and to celebrate, we're featuring the dazzling Ice on Ice collection and exciting savings on all diamonds.
Happy holidays.
Downtown, at the corner of Hamilton and Jefferson.
Paul Zakovic. Paul.
Before, folks, we talked about mistake-free football. Well, Rod Butler calls it boring football. Well, Richwoods hasn't made any mistakes. That's the key. Belvidere has made three fumbles. They've lost 2 of them. Back upstairs.
Okay, Paul, 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go, first half. Bailing has him up to the line of scrimmage. And split to the right will be Rob Chamberlain. We got a momentary stoppage of play here. Okay. Here's Jeff Bailing. This is Yerk. Chris Yerk getting good yardage. 11-yard gain before Matt Martin brings him down, and Chris Yerk has done some good work here.
He certainly has, and these officials are thrilled to death every time there's a first down or we go to a break because they get a chance to catch their breath.
Yeah, these guys look to be in pretty good shape. I don't know. We'll find out midway through the third quarter, I suppose. Straight ahead, Dal Santo, and Rob Dal Santo to the 45. For he's brought down by Sean Thompson, number 31.
Del Santos had a great season, 1,300 yards, 19 touchdowns, averaging 6 yards a carry. Workhorse, 230 carries in the 14 games that they've played thus far.
The thing about him, too, is he's only lost 2 yards total all season. He goes forward. And this time it's Brian Hemke. Hemke's had a bad ankle, but he's in there today. Brock Deal drags him down. 3rd and 5 now. And you're looking at Reynolds. Next to him, Coach Pottinger. Again, to give us to Dal Santo, and Dal Santo stacked up by Deal, number 75. And Davell Paul, the nose guard. And it's 4th and 3. Interesting call here at midfield, a 4th and 3.
But Belvidere has an outstanding defense, and you can see right now that he's going to rely on that if they don't pick this up.
Going for it. It's a long 3. Bailing on the keeper, and Bailing with second effort's got room. Jeff Bailing, first down to the 41. He was stopped, it seemed, at the line of scrimmage, but managed to get away and break free. Ian Brown dragged him down.
Watch him set up the block. Now he cuts back against the green right here, and he almost broke this. There was one man between him and the goal line, and that was Ian Brown, number 13, making the game-saving tackle.
From the 41, first down. Bailing again, this time trying the left side across the 40. Taken down by Paul, number 72, and Mitch Martin, 73.
Belvidere catching up on the first down ratio here, and of course Beeling had 500 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns this year.
That's Chamberlain coming to the right. Dal Santo taking people with him, and Rob Dal Santo asserting himself to the 35. 5-yard gain. Matt Martin on the stop. 3:35 to go. Belvidere in the white. Peoria Richwoods in the green. And it's 7-0 Richwoods.
An equipment timeout here for Peoria Richwoods. Gives everybody an opportunity to take a quick breather.
Well, Richwoods didn't take much of a breather. Taking the opening kickoff and going 67 yards for a touchdown. Led by Darrell Taylor, their fine sophomore fullback. And here's Belvidere with a 3rd and 3 from the 35. And again, straight up is Dal Santo, and Rob Dal Santo ripping through. Brandon Sumner making the stop along with Darius Adams. First down, Bucks.
There's Brock Deal, inside linebacker, being walled off by number 78. J.J. Manville, the right guard, doing a nice job for that big gainer for Del Santo. He's carried for 67 yards so far this afternoon.
Ball just outside the 20. First down. And this is Yerk. Yerk to the 16.
You know, the type of yardage, Mike, that these people have rolled up could not have been done without the help of that outstanding offensive line that Belvidere has, of course, as well as Peoria Richwoods has.
Good look at Chris Yerk, 5'8" senior. Bailing on the keeper, trying the left side, and Bailing gains a couple of more to about the 13-yard line. Bring up a third and about 3.
Notice how the split end never goes into the huddle. He just stays out there like the old Army.
Bill Carpenter. Bill Carpenter.
Thought I had another pizza on that one.
No, you don't get a pizza on that. Not when it comes to Army football. Of course, we did the Northwestern Army game this year, and it was something to be up there at West Point. 3rd and 2. Hemke, and we'll wait and see. Hemke, number 91, and it is a first down, and it'll be 1st and goal. I don't know where Vern Pottinger, 91, 92 on the backs. Where do you get these Canadian Football League numbers anyway?
That's personnel conversion.
Yeah, I suppose. 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go on the 1st and goal. Del Santo, check it. It's Yerk, touchdown. Yours truly and a few other folks got fooled. Touchdown.
The old second man through with the fake to Del Santo, who had most of the yardage on the drive coming down the field, and everybody collapses on Del Santo, and Yerk, second man through, punches it in for 6.
Chris Yerk, the touchdown. And Neil Hess will come in and try to tie this one up. 1:57 to go. Bailing the holder. The kick is up. We've got a tie ball game. 1:57 to go, first half. And the score, Belvidere 7 and Richwoods 7. Here's the touchdown again, Jack.
Right here, watch the fake to the fullback, draws that linebacker in. And then we also, right there, you can see the second man through, which is Chris Yerk, 5'8", 162-pound senior, scores the touchdown on an 8-yard run for Belvidere. And let's take a look at Vern Pottinger, his reaction to the touchdown. You know, he's seen 36 points a game average, so obviously he's not getting too excited by one touchdown.
Well, I love that headset. I think he's got a car phone in there, too, huh? Well, maybe a microwave, I don't know. Whatever it is, it seems to be working. I know a lot of coaches don't like using that wireless stuff because some people think they can get tapped by the other team. Now,
well,
would that happen?
Well, there's different crystals they use. Not being into the Radio Shack concept, I know that there's different crystals that
Ring that register, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, an in-depth discussion and debate of all the sports with the sports writers on TV. Here at See It. Join Ben Bentley, Bill Gleason, Bill Joust, Rick Tellender, Monday at 7 on Sports Vision. Has to kick it off. A line driver. Taken by the up man. And Brandon Armstrong handles that knuckleball and takes it.
It's incredible.
Stopped by Michael Davis.
Excuse me. It's incredible to see how fast this ball game has gone so far. We've got a minute and 52 left in the half. And it seems like we just got up here, and we've had all kinds of offense already.
69 yards the drive, 9 plays, 3:43 on the clock. Chris Yerk finishing off the touchdown. And the 10 extra point makes it a 7-7 tie. Richwoods. Schwarzentraub again with room. Dragged down by Eric Vanderwhite. Good gain across the 40. First down.
You can see him coming out, attacking the perimeter, and turns the ball in. The corner was keeping contained. He just turns the ball upfield. A nice job right there by the quarterback running that option to the outside.
Clock is running, a minute 19. Kick out to Fred Taylor, and Taylor across midfield to the 47. As the clock continues to move, Mark Haley coming up from the right side to make the stop. Richwoods still has all 3 of its timeouts left, but they're not taking one here. 50 seconds to go. Second down and 4 after the gain of 6. The 2 Taylors in the eye. Cook split left to the near side. This is Fred Taylor, and Fred Taylor across the 45 with 36 seconds to go. Haley again on the stop, and now Rod Butler takes his first time out of the half.
Well, that was a little counter option. What happened is by him running into the short side of the field the way he did and chopping his steps, he allowed the pursuit of the Bucks to get over there and cut that play off. Had he attacked the end a little faster, he might have had a better play going the short side of the field.
Well, with 34 seconds to go, and they're on the 44-yard line of Belvidere, they do have a field goal kicker. Who else? Ian Brown. We say who else. He has done so much for this team, is doing so much for this team. And Brown, with the wind at his back, might be able to kick one from 35 yards away, which means they'll still need about 15 or 20 yards before they can bring him on.
Well, with the offense they have, they're 2 or 3 plays away from getting that. And, you know, we've seen stranger things, and we've seen longer field goals.
And the wind coming right out of the south, which is from the right side of your picture. Well, we have had lots and lots of offense. 181 yards rushing for Belvidere. You look at Vern Pottinger, 129 yards for Peoria. The Knights on the march here with 34 seconds to go. First half. Schwarzentraub
got a man deep. He's open.
Carpenter, and it's beautifully picked off by Belvidere. Vanderwhite with the interception down at the 10-yard line.
And that man was wide open. He beat the corner on the play-action pass, but the ball hung up a little bit and allowed that safety to come over on the under coverage and make the big play. Notice how he looks him away, and that pulls the safety over, and he just held on to the ball a little too long, and it just kind of twisted on him, and that receiver, Chamberlain, had him beat all the way, but we come up with a big interception.
What a play by Eric Vanderwhite, a 5'8", 160-pound senior. And Belvidere now with 17 seconds to go takes over deep in its own territory. And Hemke takes it up for a couple of yards, and that should do it for the first half. With 7 seconds to go, they may get one more playoff here, but I would doubt it, not where they are. 2-1, they won't. That's it. Both teams go to the locker room at halftime. What a first half this has been. Belvidere 7, Richwoods 7. Looking at Rod Butler and Vern Pottinger taking the Belvidere Bucks off. We will have our halftime activities, stats, highlights in just a minute.
Pizza is great for a quick, affordable meal, but at some places the menu is a little limited. At Shakey's, you get an entire buffet. Delicious pizzas, light and crispy chicken, pasta with zesty meat sauce, side dishes like Mojo potatoes, and a fresh fruit and salad bar. A whole lot more for about the same price. Shakey's, now you can afford to have it all.
Our family have always bought Chevys for Bob Grimm Chevrolet for years, and it's a family tradition.
We found that Bob Grimm had the best price, best trade-in, best service.
Oh, we like the salesman and the service they give us, and so we were happy with it. One thing I really like is I find that they are very friendly, not pushy at all. They know their product well, and if they don't have an answer to your question, they will go research it for you.
Bob Grimm Chevrolet, Morton.
Thanks, Bob.
What are you doing?
Fixing a fire hydrant.
I'd like to be a fireman someday and save lives.
That's America's future talking. Illinois American helps protect that future. We own, install, and service over 5,000 fire hydrants.
So if you see a leaking hydrant or someone using one who shouldn't, report it to Illinois American Water.
Water for fire protection. It's something we all take for granted.
And Illinois American wants to keep it that way.
Well, it's Thanksgiving weekend, and here at S&K Chevrolet, no baloney. We're talking turkey. We're talking trucks. We're talking little trucks, big trucks, up to $2,000 cash back. Over 400 trucks with up to $2,000 cash back. New S10s like this, base price reduced to just $59.90 with a free bed liner. Even bigger savings on remaining 88. So come on, through Monday, bring your title, bring your trade. See us this Thanksgiving weekend. We're the talk of the town, talking turkey. S&K Chevrolet in Peoria.
Bill Thomas never worried much about his heart until last year when he had a massive heart attack. Fortunately, Bill was rushed to St. Francis Medical Center, where doctors quickly administered a revolutionary drug called TPA. This new advancement, coupled with split-second timing, allowed doctors not only to stabilize Bill, but to prevent serious damage to his heart as well. In every field, there is a leader. In healthcare, there is St. Francis Medical Center.
halftime here at Normal, Illinois. Belvidere 7, Peoria Richwoods 7. The Bucks getting a touchdown in the second half to counter the one Peoria got after the opening kickoff. And we are back here, and this has been one kind of frenetic 5A final. Pardon us for catching our breath. Mike Liederman along with Jack McInerney. Paul Zakovic will join us down at halftime on the field. Hal, what do you think here?
Well, I don't know. I just hope I don't get a speeding ticket going back to Chicago. This has been a racehorse first half here, and I feel like I'm ready for the Evelyn Woods speed reading class.
I'm telling you, you're giving plugs all over the place. I just, that's too much. Meanwhile, the pace has been extremely fast. We expected this from Belvidere, but are you surprised at all by the way Peoria came out? Really psyched up, and certainly with Darrell Taylor leading the way going in for 6.
Well, before the ball game, I talked to Belvidere coach Vern Pottinger, and that was the thing that he was really concerned about was the quickness of Peoria Richwoods, both on offense and defense. And, of course, with 2,000-yard rushers, they're going to control the football. And that's exactly what they did.
Well, there is still another half to go. Meanwhile, you have got a guest coming up who played one of these teams in the semifinal and darn near beat them. And we'll find out who the guest is, and we'll bring you more right here from Normal, Illinois in just a minute.
Personal injury. You don't know when or where it may strike. One thing's for certain, competent legal representation is essential.
I'm Nick Orris, the attorney to have on your side. Call my office with confidence.
Well, $2,000 cash back isn't chicken feed this Thanksgiving weekend here at S&K Chevrolet. We're talking turkey. We're out to move 200 cars and trucks by close of business Monday, and we'll do it with some of our best prices of the year. You use your rebates to buy with no down payment. Make no payment till '89. New celebrities with full factory equipment, base price reduced to just $89.90. So push away from those mashed potatoes. Head for what could be the best buy you'll ever make. We're the talk of the town, talking turkey. S&K Chevrolet in Peoria.
Before you buy anything, shop UFS first. You'll save 20 to 40% on toys, keyboards, typewriters, TVs, all kinds of electronics. Before you buy anything, shop UFS first and save.
Now, UFS brings you the pre-holiday Electrona sale. Get this 25-inch stereo TV for just $489. Save 20 to 40%. TVs, VCRs, stereo cassette players, typewriters. Don't miss the pre-holiday Electrona sale that's going on now at UFS.
UFS, where the savings are for real.
For 20 years, you've come to Plaza Tire, and they've always done the job right, at the right price. For tires and alignment, computer spin balancing, an oil change or lube job, for brakes, mufflers, and exhaust systems, get it done right at the right price. See the Plaza Pros at Plaza Tire and Service Company, Peoria.
Welcome back to halftime at Illinois State University in Normal. And my guest at halftime is one of the coaching high school legends in Illinois. And he's been in this game 3 different times. He won the state championship in 1979, 81, and in 86. And we have a little something here, Jim, that we dreamed up for a reflection. And I want you to look into our monitor and tell me what you see. You remember this particular play? You've had so many big plays, it's right down here.
Tom Reaver catching the ball and
that's right.
Go for a touchdown.
That's right.
Hope the game.
That was the game breaker.
That was it. Tom Reaver's in the Marine Corps now.
That was a touchdown pass from the 1986 championship game that you played down here. Right. You've had some great memories down here.
Yes, there have been some exciting times. I wish we were here this year.
Well, Jim, one of the big questions I've got for you, a fellow that's had such a consistent program at Wheaton North, You've won 3 state champions. You ended up losing this year in the semis to Belvidere. Is how do you maintain in this time and of the fast-paced high school athlete, how do you maintain such a consistent winning football program at the high school level?
Well, I think there's several ingredients. One is a lot of hard work, and I think the second thing that we've got going at Wheaton North more than a lot of other people, we've got a coaching staff that's been together for a number of years. I've got coaches been with me 20 years, 18 years, 16 years. My lower level is the same thing, and I think that's one reason why we're so consistent in winning.
Well, obviously, you know, that kind of experience obviously makes for a great program. The other question I have for you, you've been in coaching for about 30 years?
Nearly 34.
Okay, after 34 years of high school coaching, what are some of the biggest changes you've seen over those 34 years? Some good ones and some bad ones. A little reflection.
Well, I think the biggest change that I've had to do in my coaching career is how I deal with young men. It used to be that you could chew them out and they'd come fighting back. Now you've got to be very positive and
And maybe it's better. I don't know. But that's an area where I feel that I've had to change my coaching philosophy. Secondly, I think the other thing, you really got to make a big deal on the kids that are fourth and fifth string, because the day and age we live in, everybody wants to be first string. It's very easy for them to quit, and I think that's one of the reasons why we've had success, because of our 55th, 56th guy. That's always been, we've always made a big deal of him, because he's what makes your program. And I think that's the areas where I see the changes in how you deal with kids. Another fact, I think, is the fact that we've got so many sports going on now. It used to be football was in the fall, basketball in the winter, and then spring was track and baseball. Now you're competing with so many different things and that. You got girls going on and the boys and that, and you don't, we play on Friday nights, get good crowds and that, but the school is saturated with so many different sports now. You don't have the following you used to have as far as football goes.
Well, that really seems to be what most coaches have said over the years with the high school situation. Now I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Here you are. You've won the state championship before. I'm going to put you down in the locker room. What are you, as the Belvidere coach, telling your players that you need to do in the second half?
Well, I think one thing, they need to hang on to the football. I wish they would have fumbled a few more times last week, but, they're moving the ball, and defensively, I think they got caught off guard by the speed of Richwoods and that. But the big thing, they run such a great offense. I always felt their defense, you could score on them, but offensively, if they just maintain control of the ball, they're going to win the football game. Plus the fact, I think the strength factor and the two platoon will probably be in their benefit. At least we found this out last week. The fourth quarter, they had, because they two platoon, they put us in the ground.
Okay, very quickly, you're in the locker room of Peoria Richwoods. What are you telling your players at halftime?
Well, I think they've done an outstanding job. Defensively, they moved their personnel around and it screwed up their blocking schemes and that. And I think they've got to throw the ball. I've not seen Peoria Richwoods play before, but they've got to throw the football, because the last, you saw the play, it was wide open at. I think if they throw the football, that's where they're vulnerable, and I think they could stay in the ball game and could win it if they throw the football more.
Well, what's interesting, both of these teams have outstanding running games. Belvidere has averaged 5,000 yards for the entire season. They've had over 400 yards of offense in all 13 of their games, and we're looking forward to a very exciting second half. Jim Rexilius from Wheaton North, I thank you for being my halftime guest, and I hope our folks stay tuned, because you need to get your popcorn now, because that first half was real hectic, and it's going to be even more so in the second half. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a few moments.
Pizza is great for a quick, affordable meal, but at some places the menu is a little limited. At Shakey's, you get an entire buffet. Delicious pizzas, light and crispy chicken, pasta with zesty meat sauce, side dishes like Mojo potatoes, and a fresh fruit and salad bar. A whole lot more for about the same price. Shakey's, now you can afford to have it all.
Car dealers would like you to think they make offers from the goodness of their hearts. At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, when we promise to give a little, goodness has very little to do with it. We buy right, trade right, and price right. Sure, we think about a profit, but we don't think it has to all come from you. We'll give a little more, take a little less at Bob Grimm Chevrolet. Don't get the idea we're pushovers. At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, we know when to be tough. When we put our foot down, it means maybe. Bob Grimm Chevrolet, your give a little dealer in Morton.
A Thanksgiving treat from Cohen's. No money down, no interest, and no payments till March during Cohen's after Thanksgiving sale. Save on furniture, carpeting, TVs, appliances, bedding, and accessories. No money down, no interest, and no payments till March. And one more thing. Let Cohen's buy your Christmas tree with any purchase of $199 or more. You'll get a certificate for a fresh-cut tree or a 2-pound box of Fannie Mae candy. Your choice free. A Thanksgiving tree from all Cohen's stores. Free offer ends Monday.
LaSalle Electronics will not be undersold. I said LaSalle will not be undersold. The lowest prices in town on home and car stereo, radar detectors, and more. The lowest prices on boom boxes, CBs, and accessories. Shop anywhere in the area. LaSalle will beat any deal. They've tried many times to beat LaSalle, but they can't. The lowest prices, period. So when you want the best deal in town, shop one of LaSalle's several locations and save big bucks.
And at halftime, the Peoria Richwoods marching band entertaining along with the cheerleaders and pom-pom squad high school football. IHSA 1988. Boy, you can't ask for a better game than this. I'm Mike Liederman along with Jack McInerney, and I'm sorry, I led you to a nice big thing, and then I blew it for you, didn't I, Jack?
Well, you know, it was really interesting. Our guest at halftime, Jim Rexilius, who had played Belvidere and lost in the semifinals, and after we went off the air, we spoke for a moment. He said, you know, you really haven't seen anything yet, so we're really in for a very exciting second half. Two outstanding football teams.
Well, both teams scored a touchdown. Richwoods took the opening kickoff and went some 67 yards. And the man we didn't know, or the young fellow we didn't think was going to play, Darrell Taylor, not only played, but led the charge.
He led the charge all the way down the field, and here he goes right here for a great block by number 75 for Peoria Richwoods, the left tackle, Brian Sen. And Taylor goes in on a 2-yard touchdown run, but that was all keyed by Brian Sen's big block on the linebacker.
Well, Belvidere didn't score 40 points a game for nothing, and watch this.
There they faked to the fullback. Everybody collapses, and our cameraman even collapsed on the fullback, and there goes Chris Yerk.
Not to mention your announcer.
For the touchdown run, a well-designed play.
That came with just under 2 minutes to go, and that tied the score with the point after at 7-7. That's where we are now, so we have got 24 minutes of football coming up. And it seemed like, well, the first half went maybe only 6 or 7 minutes, but that's the kind of pace, the no-huddle offense of Belvidere and the exciting churn-em-out run and gun of Peoria. Well, the gun is in the run.
Well, the stats are going crazy. Our statistician here at halftime has been going crazy, sharpening his pencil, getting fresh material here, because the stats have been going like wild back and forth. Both these teams have really packed on the yardage, and it's been an exciting game.
Well, Chris Lindsley, our statistician, will be giving us all those stats and more. We'll hear from Paul Zakovic from WHOI down on the field. He's been catching his breath. Right now, let's take a break, and we'll be back at normal.
Before you buy anything, shop UFS first. You'll save 20 to 40% on toys, keyboards, typewriters, TVs, all kinds of electronics. Before you buy anything, shop UFS first and save.
Now, UFS brings you the pre-holiday Electrona sale. Get this 25-inch stereo TV for just $489. Save 20 to 40%. TVs, VCRs, stereo cassette players, typewriters. Don't miss the pre-holiday Electrona sale that's going on now at UFS.
UFS, where the savings are for real.
We do have to make a little profit, but we don't have to make much when you sell as many as we sell. Did you ever think about a dealership that sells all the products that we sell, or all of our dealerships, all 4 of them here in a row, that sell all we sell? Do you think anybody could really compete with us? There's no way. So we have a decided advantage over everybody. That's a fact. Why would anybody want to do anything but just shop along Veldy's Auto Row? Just a great place to do business. Veldy's Auto Row.
From Touchstone Pictures, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the town, not a creature was stirring, and Santa couldn't be found.
Santa's in the slammer.
For St. Nick was in trouble. Only one man could take his place. His name,
Ernest B. Worrell.
Crack Flying Ace.
We're all gonna die!
Ernest had a mission, but he made some mistakes. Now just one thing can save him.
Air brakes.
Ernest Saves Christmas. Rated PG.
Back at halftime, let's go down on the field to Paul Zakovic. Paul.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. With me is a guy who is no stranger to the Richwoods Knights, Terry McCombs, the head coach of Bloomington High. You faced him in the first round of the playoffs. You were leading at halftime, 8-7. What happened second half?
I think the second half against us, they took advantage of all the miscues that we had. They made some minor adjustments on their blocking schemes. And offensively, they went to an unbalanced line against us quite a bit the second half, and that opened up and put a lot of points on the board for them. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Rod go to his unbalanced line here this half.
Okay, thank you very much. Terry McCombs, head coach of Bloomington, back upstairs.
Thank you, Paul. I see you've gone to the electric jacket right there. It's getting a little brisk, huh? Let's take a look now at the first half statistics as Paul went to warm up too. Well, here's an interesting thing. You know, you talk about one way to stop the wishbone is to keep the ball out of their hands, and there are the stats, and that proves it down the bottom, Jack.
Well, that's what we talked about. They might have a great defense, but the greatest defense is not to give that offense the football.
Yeah, you know what we say about time of possession, how meaningless it can be in some occasions, but this one, I think it's got some relevance.
This has been a factor here because Peoria has controlled the clock, and Belvidere, once they get on the field, they don't give it up because they don't use any time.
Well, it's so interesting to watch the no-huddle offense working, and again, how much of this is a psychological ploy? How much of it does it really help get your offense going?
Well, at this stage of the game, Peoria worked all week on this, so, you know, they've had 7 days of practice against it. They play platoon football in most cases, so those kids are well rehearsed. When they come off, the adjustments are made when their offense is on the field, and based on the time of possession, they've had the opportunity to make those adjustments.
And also, when you think about how this started, there's a story there, too, because Vern Pottinger, about 4 years ago, found himself with a very good junior class. Not many seniors, not much experience. Also, his son was the quarterback at the time, and he felt if he could use the wishbone, as many teams do who don't quite have the physical or the athletic ability, he could really go places with it. So they put in the wishbone, and then they went with the no-huddle, which he had seen at Troy State, I suppose, a small school down south. And he figured, well, we'll catch him by surprise. And it has worked, and he has just gone with 2 platoons. That's another big thing. He has 2 platoons exclusively. No player goes both ways on Belvidere.
Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting point, Mike. And the other part of it is when you go to the wishbone, one of the factors for him going to that was that he didn't feel as if he had a very strong offensive line. And when you run the wishbone, you don't have to blow people off the ball. You just have to screen them off the ball to allow those backs to get out into the perimeter and run that fullback on the inside.
Well, we've seen that. All the service academies run it, especially Air Force. Taking a look at Ian Brown, who will kick it off for Peoria Richwoods. And the Air Force Academy, as a matter of fact, has a clinic. And Vern Pottinger goes to Colorado Springs and attends the clinic. So they learn an awful lot about the wishbone offense.
He's obviously taken some very good notes. Just a review for our audience at home, how do they run that? They line up on the ball. The quarterback looks over the sideline. He gets the formation from the other second-team quarterback. Sometimes he'll call the play himself, the quarterback on the line of scrimmage, and other times it'll be signaled in by the head coach. So that's how they get the plays.
Yerk, number 20 in the middle to receive the kick. He is the deep man. But it goes instead to Reynolds through his hands. Here is Yerk at the 5. Chris Yerk to the 22, and Belvidere will start 78 yards from the goal.
You can see Peoria's flying down to the ball right there. Looks like he's running on the track team, number 72, and he takes on the core of the wedge there for Peoria and stops the play at the 20-yard line.
Back live, we get flags as we'll either get an offsides or an encroachment call. Or procedure against the offense. Let's see which.
Ball before the snap. Encroachment by the defense.
Against Richwoods, and it'll be a 5-yard walk-off, so it'll be 1st and 5 now from the 27-yard line. And Belvidere with the first down in the wishbone. Jeff Bailing, the quarterback. And Bailing. First pass, and down goes Rod Chamberlain, their leading receiver.
Yeah.
But it looked as though it short-hopped it, didn't it?
It did, and that can be a legal pass if it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and oftentimes that is a trick play.
Well, that's a lateral then, right?
It's a lateral, but I don't think it happened on that particular play. But that is normally used as a trick play. The defense stops because they think it's incomplete. He picks it up and runs.
Back to the run with Rob Del Santo, and Del Santo still going to the 40, first down yardage. Well, it was funny there because it looked as though the ball hit the ground, but then everybody moved as though they were working on a completion. There has not been any yardage, any passing yardage by either team this game so far. The one big pass was intercepted by Belvidere when Richwoods threw it late in the first half. Del Santo, 80 yards on 11 carries. And this is Yerk getting good yardage, about 8 or 9. Brandon Sumner making the stop, and there's Reynolds with the signal, see? Next to Vern Pottinger on the Mighty Mouse headset.
Pottinger tells him the play and the formation, and then he signals it in.
2nd and 1. Bailing across the 50, and that's enough for a first down. Peoria Richwoods took the opening kickoff in the first half and went in for the touchdown. And now Belvidere, again with the no-huddle offense, is just over in Richwoods territory. 10:50 to go, third quarter. Straight ahead, Del Santo. And Del Santo, Rob Del Santo fighting. Ian Brown finally coming in to put the final stop on Rob Del Santo. And he gains another 8 yards. Brandon Sumner had his ankles, and Ian Brown came in and hit him up on the shoulder.
It's amazing that both of these fullbacks, outstanding fullbacks for both teams, are underclassmen, one being a junior and for Peoria Richwoods, a sophomore.
Again, it's the fullback. This time to the 35. And it'll be another first down for the Bucks.
And the only thing slowing them down so far are the chains, moving those chains after each one of these first downs.
You looked at Brock Deal, the linebacker. 13 first downs now for Belvidere, and Belvidere this time going for a couple of yards. Del Santo again. Rob Del Santo getting up to the 100-yard mark for the game. Carlos Sturdivant on the tackle. Under 10 minutes to go now on second down. Once again, they give it to the fullback. Del Santo responds inside the 30. Gain of about 4. Brock Deal making the stop. Deal 6'1", 184. Also plays first-string guard on the offense. 3rd and 4 here. And this time Del Santo is decked. Check it, it is Yerk. Chris Yerk decked by DeVell Paul.
We're going to get a measurement here. That was, again, they had run Del Santo about 3 or 4 times in a row. And it's similar to the same play that they used for the touchdown. They fake Del Santo in. They give it to the second back, Chris Yerk. And it looks like he might have picked up the first down, or it's very close.
The whole line came up to knock off Del Santo, letting Yerk get through on the left side. And we'll see the measurement. Here it is. The length of Bob Lanier's foot.
I don't think it's that long. It might be a little shorter.
Okay. At any rate, you know one thing sure. They're going. The clouds thickening up. The lights are on here at Hancock Stadium. It is 4th down. About a foot to go. Wedging him out is Bailing, and Bailing has got the first down yardage. Straight over center. Jeff Hall leading the block and going straight away.
There's what makes everything go for Belvidere. You can see the reaction of the offensive line for the Belvidere Bucks. They just have great reaction off the football, driving out for that 2 yards to the quarterback and pick up that first down.
And they're ready to go again on first down. And this is Del Santo. You got to be careful before you call it. But this time Rob Del Santo gets 8. Brian Sumner, assisted by Ian Brown on the tackle.
Del Santo up over 100 yards now, Mike. 106 yards on 16 carries.
And we get a whistle here to stop play for a minute.
An injury timeout, I believe. Number 75 for Peoria, Brian Sen, seems to have hurt his finger.
Brian Sen, one of the 2 fine linebackers. Brian, 6 feet, 174 pounds.
Tom Hagman going in, I think, right now for Sen, a 6'2", 210-pound junior. Number 33 will replace Brian Sen at linebacker. And there you can see that big junior fullback for the Belvidere Bucks. And those are the stats that he's gotten so far in today's game. He's got over 1,300 yards for the season.
Robert Del Santo. He likes to be called Rob. And this is Jeff Bailing, and Bailing, again, close to first down yardage. 8.5 minutes to go on the 2nd and 2 play on that outside veer to the left.
You know, on this particular situation here, the coach also has to make some very fast decisions, Mike, as far as play calling. He cuts down his own thought process.
3rd and 1, Del Santo gets the first with plenty to spare around the 11-yard line. Again, we look, and there is Jim Reynolds on the signals.
Now that play is already in before the chains are moved and they're ready to go. So normally you have 25 seconds to put the ball in play, and they're ready to go with about 10 seconds.
Inside to the right this time, but nobody's fooled on the green-shirted team. And Del Santo is stopped with a gain of about 1 yard. We go under 8 minutes here in the third quarter. Second and 9. Incomplete. Intended for Rob Chamberlain.
And he doesn't get that many opportunities out there. Although he has caught 51 passes this year for 819 yards, they just lull you to sleep out there. Pretty soon that cornerback keeps looking to the inside, and he forgets about Chamberlain, and he picks up a big play.
Key play here on 3rd and 9, bailing the pitch out now. And this is Hemke, and Hemke will be short of the first down, well short of the first down at the 6 or 7 yard line. Brock Deal back in the game came in to make the stop.
And I think we're going to get a field goal here.
Yeah, Neil Hess, number 29, is in, and Hess will be kicking the field goal. They have only tried 4. They've been successful on 1. And Neil Hess, coming back from an ankle injury, will try this one from the 18-yard line, so it'll be a 28-yard field goal with the wind in his face, the angle to the right. Check it from the 13-yard line. It's good. So Neil Hess converts and Belvidere leads for the first time. 6:54 to go third quarter. The Bucks 10, Peoria Richwoods 7, and they'll come back up the field for the kickoff.
Beat the cold with a John Deere special purchase sale. Hot new 1989 Fords, only $89 over factory to dealer cost. Not 88, but 1989 Tauruses, Festivas, Tempos, and Escorts. Only $89 over dealer cost. And you still get up to $500 cash back. You can even save up to $4,500 on big, tough Ford pickups and 4x4s. Or save some cool cash on clearance price Mustang convertibles. It's a special purchase sale, and it's hot. Only at John Deere Ford you go.
Field goal by Neil Hess from 23 yards away. And that has given the Bucks the lead for the first time in the game, and you can see the wind has picked up, and Hess is going to have to spot the ball again. We are in a canvas enclosure here, and we're starting to feel the wall shake a bit. The deep men, Fred Taylor to the near side, and Brandon Armstrong, number 32, to the far side.
And that ball goes down again.
Now they're probably going to have to get somebody in to hold it. And Brian Ashley, number 11, may be coming over to do it. Nope, they'll try it straight up. Not this time, I think. Third time's the charm. Here comes Brian. The defensive back will put his right finger to good use.
You know, I'm sure the Illinois High School Association is thrilled again. I mean, we've got another packed house here for this 5A championship game. We've really had great crowds down here this weekend.
Tough kick. Darius Adams takes it on the 25. And Darius Adams breaking free, gets a good stand-up block from Wells. And Darius Adams gets out across the 45. Good field position for Richwoods. And Brian Ashley made the stop. There's the scoring drive again. 16 plays, 70 yards, 5 minutes and 6 seconds, and Neil Hess's 23-yard field goal put the Bucks out ahead for the first time in the game. 20-yard return on that play, and now on the 46-yard line, their own 46, Richwoods is in good shape. Schwarzentraub, the pitch to Fred Taylor, and Fred Taylor breaking a tackle. And a flag after the tackle. Vanderwhite coming up to make the stop, but we may get a face mask call because that flag went down after the play was dead.
And he was politicking for saying that he grabbed him near the throat area, but the official didn't buy that, and we're going to tack on another 15 to that nice 8-yard gain by Taylor.
Very costly penalty for Belvidere.
Contrary to professional rules, we do not have inadvertent face masks. It's all 15. We don't have any 5-yards.
Brings the ball down to the 31-yard line of the Bucks, and the Knights are in business here on first down. Darius Adams in the slot to the right. Harris the completion. Darius Adams, the ball is loose. Big pile. Richwoods say they have it. Schwarzentraub on the slant into Darius Adams. Adams in the seam, but then coughed up the ball. Now what's the call? It'll stay with the Knights.
There's the quick fake and a slant route right in the seam to Adams, and right there on the hit, he loses the football, and we've got bodies flying all over after that football. And after we come up from the pile, it ends up with Peoria Richwoods in possession on the 15-yard line.
Darrell Taylor making the recovery, so it's again first and 10 from the 15. Schwarzentraub. Pitch to Fred Taylor. Touchdown, Peoria.
That was a great job by Schwarzentraub, holding that ball at the last second and making that pitch. And then, of course, Fred Taylor tight-roping it down the sidelines and getting inside that cone. Watch him hang on. There's the ride right there to Taylor. And you can see right here, he gets rid of that football just as he's going down, and Taylor turns on the speed and gets right inside that cone and picks up 6 points for Peoria.
Ian Brown's extra point makes it 14 to 10, and Peoria Richwoods is back in the lead, and we'll see it again.
Now let's take a look at as he gets hit right here. What an athlete. He gets rid of the football as he's going down, and there's Taylor, Fred Taylor, number 20, 6'1", 176-pound senior. And, of course, Taylor coming off a great season with 1,024 yards and 12 touchdowns on the regular season.
Todd Soma, the linebacker, number 60, had the last shot at him, but Taylor blew right by him. 3 plays, 54 yards on the drive. A minute 10 on the clock, 5:44 to go, and we are seesawing back and forth. Now, Richwoods, 14, Belvidere 10.
This is almost one of those situations where the last guy with the ball is going to win the football game. They just take it, drive down the field, eat up the clock, and score. And it might come down to who has the football last.
Well, Richwoods has done very well offensively in the third quarter, and they are proving it again here. Back deep it is Yerk. And Chris Yerk, ridden down by Carlos Sturdivant. Let's go down to Paul in the stands. Paul, where are you?
I'm over here in the Belvidere section. Yes, indeed. You talked at the beginning of the show, 3,000 fans made the trip. They're down 4 now, but you guys haven't given up. This Belvidere crowd is ready to go, and they're ready for their team to score.
Here they come again. This is Yerk. And Yerk getting up. I'll tell you, Paul's got a lot of guts to, well, I guess you had to cover up your green jacket, right?
Well, he got up in the stands. Nobody said he got down out of the stands yet.
Well, of course, he's a reporter.
From Peoria.
Gain of 8. Once again, the scoring drive. 3 plays quickly, 54 yards and a minute 10. And Fred Taylor with that 15-yard run on the pitch out from the quarterback, Jeff Schwarzentraub. And Peoria Richwoods back in front by a score of 14-10. We are now at 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Belvidere on the march. Looking at the quarterback, Jeff Bailing. And they give up to the fullback, Rob Del Santo, and Del Santo gets short yardage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
It's been a rare occasion this afternoon where we've seen Rob Del Santo come up with less than his normal average of 6 yards per carry.
3rd down. And again, it's Del Santo, and this time he gets more than his average to midfield. Dragged down by Brian Senn, got him around the ankles.
There he is on a little cutback. You can see the tackle coming down on the linebacker, number 66, Brock Deal, and Del Santo picking up usually his average of about 6 to 7.
Again they go, and again it's Del Santo, and this time it's a yard or two before he is stopped by Sean Thompson, number 31. Watch again, you'll see Jim Reynolds next to the coach, Vern Pottinger, and he has signaled in the play already. You'll watch Bailing as soon as the ball is dead. He looks over to the sideline. This time it's Yerk, and Yerk breaks two tackles, and Yerk is gone. "49 yards for Chris Yerk. Touchdown Belvidere, and just like that, we go the other way.
Like I said, whoever has the ball last is liable to win this football game. These people are unbelievable. The yardage that they're piling up here is incredible. There's just a counter dive to Yerk right here. This is just a great effort here. He actually gets thrown free.
Davell Paul had him right there, the nose guard.
And Yerk going down the sidelines, 5'8", 162-pound senior. Picking up 6 points for Belvidere, and they're going to be going for 2. What else?
16-14, 3:53 to go. Try for 2 extra points. Bailey. And he can walk in, and Chris Yerk does. 18-14, the successful conversion. A beautifully executed play off the wishbone. The triple option, he went to the halfback.
And this is one of the first times, here's our touchdown run again to Yerk. Watch the effort here, but the hit by the safety coming up really pops him loose, but it's just an outstanding effort here by Chris Yerk on his way to another touchdown for Belvidere, and they're starting to get that movement. As we mentioned, they average 45 points a game during the state playoffs. And 37 during the regular season.
18 now, 18-14, 3:53 to go, and as we discussed yesterday, it's like 2 heavyweights slugging it out. Boom, here's one, boom, here's one back.
Who's going to be left standing at the end? And it's probably going to end up, without being too redundant, who has the ball last?
Once again, Taylor to the far side. And we've also got Armstrong to the near side. 18-14, just under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here at Normal, Mike Lederman with Jack McInerney. Paul Zakovic on the sidelines. Neil Hess kicks it off. Fred Taylor on his own 12. Taylor close to the 35. Again, good second effort. And Richwoods will go back to work. This time they are trailing. Scott Myers on the tackle. Looking over to the Belvidere sideline. The Bucks will be on defense. Richwoods going with Jeff Schwarzentraub at quarterback. The 2 Taylors. Schwarzentraub is keeping it. Schwarzentraub across the 40. Jeff Schwarzentraub getting good yardage. There's the last scoring drive, 69 yards on 5 plays. Minute 56 on the clock, and that big run, the 49-yarder by Chris Yerk, puts Belvidere out in the lead again. Gain of 6 on that last quarterback option keeper by Jeff Schwarzentraub brings up 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line. Long count. We get the whistle, and it looks as though Todd Martins, number 64, may have inched into that neutral zone. the way they walk it.
Statistically, we're really rolling up the yardage here. Belvidere has 315 yards already. We're still in the third quarter with 2:48 left, and Peoria has 162 yards.
Well, Belvidere, you know, averages over 400 yards a game. They put about 5,200 yards of offense together, so they're right on schedule. Peoria, no slouch. They did well over 3,000 yards.
Well, last week against Wheaton North, Belvidere had 71 plays in the football game, which was, to that point, a state record. They might best that record this afternoon.
First down on the 46. Schwartz and Trout. And Jeff Schwarzentraub couldn't find the receiver, but he found some daylight up the middle. Corey Schiller making the stop, but gain of 9.
Little play action of fullback there trying to freeze up the linebackers, which it did temporarily, but good coverage in the secondary, and you can see he steps up into the pocket and scrambles, and same as a pass, he ends up picking up about 9 yards there, so you're going to be looking at about a second and a long one.
Official checking, looks like the face mask or a helmet of a couple of the Peoria players.
Those aren't chicken pox there. Those are all decals for big plays that they've gotten throughout the season.
2nd and 1 now. Again, the pitch. This is the same play that scored the touchdown, and it goes for good yardage again, too. With Fred Taylor knocked out of bounds by Mike Davis at the 35-yard line of Belvidere.
Some credit should go to number 85, Doug Cook, the left end for Peoria, who's sustaining the blocks downfield so that that play can pick up that yardage. Doug Cook, number 85, 6 foot, 175-pound senior.
1:28 left on the clock, third quarter. I don't know where that time came from, but we've got 1:28 to go. There we go. We keep a spare clock here just in case. Actually, we want to see this game continue for a long, long time.
He's open.
Schwarzentraub had 2 receivers, and this is Cook, number 85. And this time, Cook is through the block on the last play, makes the reception on this. At the 25-yard line, again close to a first down. Vanderwhite and Hess on the coverage.
And he had 2 people open. He could have went to either one of these receivers, Mike. He's got a man down the sideline who's wide open. He goes to the short route, but let's look over the top. Right up to the right of your screen, there's a man that's wide open.
Darius Adams,
coming out of the backfield, was wide open on the sideline and goal.
It's a first down from the 23. Again, the pitch to Taylor. And Fred Taylor. Good individual effort again. Todd Martin's bringing him down, but they're going to bring the chains out. This may be another first down.
Taylor runs straight up and down. He's not he doesn't bend over. They see numbers, but he's got that good quickness that's led him to 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns this season. And we're going to get a measurement here.
Chain gang out with 54 seconds to go. The temperature has dropped here in Normal. The clouds keep thickening. We had rain overnight. We had some rain this morning, as you had, of course, in Chicago. But we haven't had any since the game has started, although the weather forecasters have called for it. First down for Peoria. I don't think if it rains, snows, sleets, or glooms a night right here, it's going to make any difference to these teams.
These teams are these fans. These fans are having a heck of a time down here.
Well, we hope you're enjoying it. This Thanksgiving weekend on Sports Vision, we're bringing you all 6 state football championship finals. Of course, we'll have the 6A championship with Bill Hayes and Bill Gorley. They'll be bringing it to you right after this game. First and 10 from the 13 of Belvidere. Richwoods on the attack. First man through. This is Darrell Taylor, who's been quiet this second half. Darrell Taylor gets up around the 10-yard line.
That's Taylor's first carry this second half, and it was again the inside trap that worked so very well in the first half for Peoria Richwoods.
Todd Soma making the stop for Belvidere. Gain of 3. Call it 2nd and 7. The ball is just inside the 10. They need to get inside the 4 for another first down. Darius Adams in the slot. Cook split out to the right. Schwarzentraub looking, and somebody missed the signal because he threw behind Darius Adams, and Adams had no intention of cutting to the right. Corey Schiller on the coverage right there, but obviously somebody zigged when somebody thought he was zagging.
Well, it took him a while. He was trying to freeze up that corner, but they were in man coverage, and he never looked back at the fake. He was just in the face of Darius Adams, number 27, and he never got the ball off, so we're now looking at a third down and about 7.
Third and 7 for Richwoods. They trail 18-14. Pitch to Taylor. Taylor's got room. Touchdown, Richwoods.
And Richwoods will kick the extra point.
No time left on the clock. That was the last play of the third quarter. And it certainly was a good one for Peoria.
Here's the fake to Taylor inside and the quick option, and pitches the ball to Taylor on the outside. Taylor Mr. Inside, Taylor Mr. Outside, and he picks up that touchdown run for Peoria Richwoods and puts them up now 20-18. The field goal could put them up by 3. Or excuse me, the extra point.
First he went left, then he went right. Ian Brown with the conversion. It is right up and through. So we will come back up the field. They will change goals, and we will go to the final quarter. With the score, Peoria Richwoods 21, Belvidere 18. Stay with us, need we say.
Veldy's Auto Row. I've been asked what we have on Auto Row. We have a Veldy Truck Center, a Veldy Ford, a Veldy Oldsmobile Cadillac, and a Veldy Lincoln Mercury. We've got great products. We've got all the truck lines of Ford. We've got all the Ford lines. We've got the Lincoln and Mercuries, and they build a fine product. We've got Oldsmobile Cadillac, the 2 finest products that General Motors builds. We've got. Why would anybody want to do anything but just shop along Veldy's Auto Row? Just a great place to do business. Veldy's Auto Row.
Designs that work are designs that last. And a Delta washerless faucet lasts and lasts and lasts. When it's on, it's on. And when it's off, it's off. So it works just as beautifully as it looks. Enduring designs by Delta for the beautiful designs that you live in.
Delta faucets, one of the many bright ideas from Tobin Brothers.
When you pull into a Norco station, you can almost see that Norco spirit in everything we do. We sell only the finest gasoline to help your car run smooth and to protect our environment. We believe cleanliness will keep you coming back. Plus convenient items for when you're on the go. What about the oil?
Don't forget to check your Norco weekly jackpot number.
Oh, yeah. That's friendly Norco spirit with 13 locations to serve you.
Okay, we're going for it. The final quarter coming up with Peoria Richwoods on the strength of Fred Taylor's second touchdown, leading 21-18.
There's Taylor on the option, gets the pitch, turns inside the block, finds that seam, and races into the end zone, lowers the shoulder, and pops over the goal line. And it's 6 points for Peoria Richwoods. They kick the extra point, and they're now up 21-18 going into the fourth quarter.
There's Ian Brown. He will be doing the kicking off. And we know that there's going to be a party at Belvidere, rain or shine, win or lose, tonight at the high school at 7:30. There's also going to be one at Richwoods as well. And there is Chris Yerk, who scored the last Belvidere touchdown on a beautiful 49-yard romp down the left sideline. He is going to run back this kick, or try to, unless they kick it away from him.
And as we're waiting for him to set the ball up here, looking at a few stats, Yerk has 11 carries for 131 yards, and his running mate at fullback for Belvidere, Del Santo, has 21 carries for 122 yards. And on the other side of the ball for Peoria Richwoods, the fullback Taylor has 11 carries for 70, and the tailback Taylor has 12 for 78. So those stats are piling up.
Well, Darrell Taylor in the first half, Fred Taylor for Richwoods in the second half have been the story. And Belvidere's offense took some time kicking into gear, especially after some early turnover and jitters trouble. But tell you, both teams have got it locked down in fifth right now. Back and forth and back and forth. Ian Brown to kick it off. And this one goes out of bounds. We'll have a 5-yard penalty and go back to the 35. Ian Brown will do it again. Well, the latest scoring drive, if you're keeping notes at home, 65 yards, 9 plays, 3:44 on the clock with Fred Taylor, the 10-yard touchdown run, and Ian Brown's point after. giving Peoria Richwoods the lead 21-18. And there is Fred Taylor. Backup fullback last year. They switched him to tailback, and he certainly has responded. Interesting, though, because Darryl Taylor's got more speed than Fred. Darryl Taylor, though, plays the fullback. He's also smaller.
Well, in Peoria's system, they're looking for that quickness out of the fullback, and that freezes up the outside for their option game. So if they can get those linebackers to stay home on the inside with that fullback, they feel as if they might get away with a slower man to the outside on the perimeter once they do get out there.
Justin Allen, the deep man, along with Yerk in the middle and Jim Reynolds. And they go away from Yerk, but again, it's going to go out of bounds. And Peoria digging itself a little hole here. And look at this statistic just passed to us, Jack. 515 yards rushing
in 3 quarters.
Woo! I don't know. It's passing. Dan Fouts and Marino together. Wow.
And who says you don't have any offense when you run the ball?
We'll take a look at the wind now. Again, it continues coming out of the south, but it has picked up. I would say it's a good 25 to maybe even 30 miles an hour, so that makes it real tough kicking into the wind, and that's what Ian Brown is doing. And they'll try it again. There's Rod Butler. Came within a point of winning this thing last year. He's now got a 3-point lead, but it's about as safe as a lamb chop in front of the Wolves.
You know, it's interesting. We had that 5A game last year with Joliet Catholic and Peoria Richwoods, and that also was a fantastic game. So we've really lucked out, Mike, 2 years in a row, having 2 great games at the 5A level.
And both involving Richwoods. From the 30. And this one will carry to the 35. Taken by number 41, Darren Pitts, a backup running back. And Belvidere's going to have good field position again, close to midfield. They're at the 47, close to the 48. And Chad Hickman making the stop for Richwoods, and here goes Belvidere.
And they don't need to have good field position for what they can do.
Well, they got it anyway. And Bailing gives the ball to Rob Del Santo, and Del Santo pounding the middle and the right side across midfield. Matt Martin on the stop. Call it 2nd and 5, and here we go again. You're looking at Del Santo close up in the wishbone. But this is Yerk. And Yerk, first down yardage and more down inside the 40. Brandon Sumner coming up, the defensive back, making the stop there, number 15.
The balance that Belvidere has shown between the fullback and the running back has been exceptional, both over 100 yards right now rushing.
Del Santo, first man through. And Rob Del Santo again breaking tackles.
Another first down.
Matt Martin, number 52, on the stop there, but again, it's a first down, as you mentioned, Jack. 11 minutes, 14 seconds to go. They'll move the chains. If you're joining us late, Belvidere does not use a huddle. They get the signals wig-wagged in from the sidelines, and they run, and this is Hemke. Brian Hemke. Not much there, but to the 25. Sorry, Jack.
Excuse me. Major key, though, to the offense for Belvidere is really those 2 big tackles. 57-ton Urs, 230-pound tackle, and the other one is Doug Brinkmeyer, 6'2", 230 pounds. They run behind them. They get a lot of yardage.
2nd and 8 after that 2-yard gain. Complete. The first completion today, and it goes to Rob Chamberlain. And Chamberlain picks up short yardage. Jess Brown, number 11, on the coverage. He is Ian Brown's brother, and he made the tackle there.
Just a quick 3-step drop, a spot pass, because the corner was so far off. They just want to make sure he keeps him honest out there. And I thought I had saw Chamberlain yawning a little earlier, so maybe that's why they threw it out there.
He split to the left this time on 3rd and 6. And Del Santo takes the ball. Del Santo gains a couple more, but it's going to bring up a 4th down play. And 4th and 2. Well, call it 4th and 3 at the 19. On the last stop, Ryan sent. And this is well, we don't want to say how many critical calls there will be in this game, but this is certainly an important one with under 10 minutes to go, and Belvidere trailing by 3. Hemke. Brian Hemke off the pitch. And Hemke has got that first down, and it didn't look as though he was going to get it, even after the pitch out.
Good effort at the last minute there. He knew exactly what he needed, and he picked it up, and he keeps the drive alive with 9:33 left. We'll see the fake, and Hemke coming around. They haven't gone to this side too often, and Hemke makes a nice play. Number 91 here, 5'11", 185-pound senior, picking up the first down.
Good block by Yerk there, too. Here comes Yerk. There he goes. Touchdown, Belvidere. Whoa! Oh. Chris Yerk, 14 yards. Touchdown, Bucks. They lead it 24-21.
We might be witnessing one of those games where they talk about it for 25 years. We look at it here. Again, the big play, the second man through, and again, it's Chris Yerk for another big touchdown for Belvidere.
Again, they will go for 2. Chamberlain, outside your picture, split to the left. 3 in the wishbone. 24-21 the score. Belvidere with the lead. Bailey. It's good. It's complete. Del Santo. Rob Del Santo on the 2-point conversion. Well, they'll come back up the field. It's 26-21 Belvidere. The Bucks fans are going crazy. The Richwoods fans will get their chance next.
For 20 years, you've come to Plaza Tire, and they've always done the job right, at the right price. For tires and alignment, computer spin balancing, an oil change or lube job, for brakes, mufflers, and exhaust systems, get it done right at the right price. See the Plaza Pros at Plaza Tire and Service Company, Peoria.
Well, $2,000 cash back isn't chicken feed this Thanksgiving weekend here at S&K Chevrolet. We're talking turkey. We're out to move 200 cars and trucks by close of business Monday, and we'll do it with some of our best prices of the year. You use your rebates to buy with no down payment. Make no payment till '89. New celebrities with full factory equipment, base price reduced to just $89.90. So push away from those mashed potatoes. Head for what could be the best buy you'll ever make. We're the talk of the town's talking turkey. S&K Chevrolet in Peoria.
What's this stuff? Some new chili. You tried it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. Let's get Petey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He eats everything. He likes it. Hey, Petey.
Kitchen cooked chili. Why not try some today?
Well, the wind has picked up, but nothing like the pace. Another touchdown. And now Belvidere has gone out ahead.
And here we look again at Chris Yerk, number 20, going in for Belvidere's touchdown, his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And they're starting to get up near their average there, where they've been averaging 45 points a game in the playoffs, but they've been getting an excellent effort here from Peoria, and we've got ourselves one heck of a football game.
Look at those numbers, 155 yards. Let's go down to Paul Zakovic.
Yes, the intensity picking up down here on the sidelines as the Richwoods defense coming off the sidelines. Real dejected, a lot of yelling going on by the defensive coaches. You might expect that. They're a little frustrated now. Their offense is keeping them in the game. Back upstairs.
Fred Taylor, number 20. And we'll have Brandon Armstrong, number 32. Hess will kick it off.
We're looking possibly here at another state record offensively. We've got total yardage now with 9:22 left in the ball game of 596 yards. Belvidere with 368 and Peoria with 228. 20 first downs for Belvidere and 14 for Peoria. What a ball game.
Got to get some more pencils. Hess blasted. Remember, he's got the wind at his back. Over Armstrong's head into the end zone. Touchback, the first one of the afternoon. And so Peoria is going to be working from the 20, and it starts to become a factor now into the wind, Jack. How much of a factor is this going to be?
None.
That's when you run,
when you're running, you don't really have to worry about it. And any passes they've done have really been the shorter back out of the backfield type, so it's not going to have a major effect. I really believe it's going to come down to who has the ball last.
Well, unless we saw it on the kickoff, where they had trouble on the kickoff and gave It gave Belvidere good field position from which they went in to score a touchdown. So maybe there will be something. Schwarzentraub, he's got it on the quarterback keeper. Hess brings him down, along with Soma. Last Belvidere scoring drive, Chris Yerk with that 14-yard run. 7 plays, 53 yards, 2:38 on the clock. We are now clock ticking. 9 minutes to go. A good look at Jeff Schwarzentraub looking over to the bench. And this is final game for Peoria Richwoods. Look at those rushing statistics. Nearly 600 yards. Oh my, 8:48 to go. Second down, 7. Darius Adams in motion. Pitch to Taylor. And Fred Taylor tripped up by Hess. First man in the backfield. Neil Hess. A couple of his teammates finishing him off there. Troy Hudson and company, number 55. Smart play, good play defensively by the Belvidere Bucks.
Well, those things can happen when you really realize that Peoria doesn't throw the ball that much. Those corners have more of a tendency to come up. Now, they could get burned, but they're also thinking they have to throw to a strong wind. So they're a little more aggressive in that defensive secondary for Belvidere.
Well, the fans are certainly in this game, and we're getting a timeout here. Charge to Peoria Richwoods. That is their first. They still have 2. Belvidere, of course, having all 3 of its second half timeouts left. Rod Butler coming out to have a little conversation with the troops. Jeff Schwarzentraub coming out to meet him. Well, not to belabor the point. Now, here got a 3rd and 8. Schwarzentraub has been able to throw. He's had some time. If that doesn't work, you got 4th and 8. You got to kick into the wind. So
we might see a screen here. I mean, that is a pass, and for a running team, that's a real low percentage type pass. Is a nice screen, and of course they have the running backs that can break it.
Well, get back on track on all the latest Bulls action when you tune in to Bulls Beat. Hold against Belvidere. Wow, is that costly to the Bucks.
And they had held them. He did not get the first down on that play, so now they're going to end up keeping the drive alive.
And they would have had to punt because they were about 3 yards short.
They would have, and most coaches say let them earn their own first down. Let's not help them along. And, of course, those type of penalties.
Dead ball. Late hit by the defense. First down.
It's just aggressive play.
Yeah. And in that case, overly aggressive. A late hit.
Let's see if we can see it coming into the screen right there. That's the late hit, and of course the officials right on top of the ball. They want to make sure they keep control of the ball game.
Tough call though in a ball game like this. I know they want to do that, but you really have to wonder a little bit anyway. 7:44 to go. First down for Richwoods at their own 43. Schwarzentraub again on the keeper, and Schwarzentraub gets 2 yards before he's decked by Corey Schiller, the nose guard.
It almost seems like Butler wants to make sure he controls the football, controls the clock, realizing that the last touchdown of the last person to score is probably going to win this football game. And we talked about that earlier, but with the offense he's got a lot of confidence in his offense. They control the clock, drive down the field. They don't want to give the football back to Belvidere with too much time left on the clock.
Well, Belvidere calling for the fans to get involved. Troy Hudson waving his arms out there from his linebacker spot, and the fans respond. Second down, 6. It's Fred Taylor. Mark Haley making the stop. Boy, they've got a lot of confidence on that pitch out because that ball is cold, it's slippery, and you wonder how many times they can make that pitch without something happening. 6.5 minutes to go, third down, and a yard to go for the first down. The ball just across midfield on the 49. See it right there. Just short of the 49. They've got to get just across it. There's the clock. Schwarzentraub to the 45. First down. Todd Soma again making the stop. Schwarzentraub on the pivot. Gets the first.
Taking a look at the linebacker here. This is Todd Soma. the inside linebacker, and he gets right there. Is an excellent block by number 62, Ted Flokin, 5'11", 185-pound junior. Nice block. Great camera work.
6 minutes to go. First down from the 44 of Belvidere. Into the seam, it's complete. Carpenter, will he make it? Touchdown!
He's in.
Kevin Carpenter, 44 yards on a touchdown pass.
That's the first time in this ball game that they've shown that formation. They caught Belvidere napping. Nobody picked the slot man up in the seam. You can see the play action. The slot man's coming right in the seam, right there. He splits the cornerback and the safety, and right there's a good effort. Let's watch him dive into the end zone right here to pick up 6 points for Peoria Richwoods.
Well, Troy Hudson, the linebacker, gave it the old high school try. Caught him, but not until Carpenter had plunked that ball right down on the A of State in the end zone. So, 27-26, and Rod Butler is not going to mess around. He's going for 2 with a 1-point lead. He'll take his second timeout, though.
But, you know, I'm sure Rod Butler is thrilled to death with this touchdown, but he also looks up at the clock and he says, this is a little too much time to give Belvidere. So we're looking at one of the all-time great, and I've come down every year for 15 years down to these championship games, and this could be, in my estimation, one of the all-time, if not, best football games here.
This is fun. While we have a minute, let's thank our spotters, and they certainly have been yeoman help. Steve Peters from Richwoods, Mike Page from Belvidere. Thank you guys very much. Of course, our statistician, Chris Lindsley. And in the truck, our fine trio video crew and producer-director Bobby Albrecht, who's telling me to look at the touchdown again, so we better listen up.
Again, we see a formation that Peoria has not used in this ball game, and it was a passing formation. If we do get a look at it, he play faked to Taylor right here, and he finds that slot back right in the seam, over the linebackers, between the safety and the corner, running right down the hash mark, and that splits the seam of the zone. And you can see him looking behind, just probably saying a quick prayer there that he can get an end zone. A great high school effort diving over the goal line.
Kevin Carpenter only caught 2 passes all season, none for touchdowns. This certainly the biggest in his career. They're in the eye, as they've been all afternoon.
He's wide open.
Wide open again. Kevin Carpenter putting the final 2 points on, completing quite an effort. So, we've got 5:45 to go. Peoria Richwoods has the 3-point lead, 29-26. But
could it be overtime? Field goal could tie. We go in overtime. We could be here all day.
Let's look at this again. Here's the conversion.
He looks away. The great job on this was not so much the pass, but that he looked away the defense entirely until number 30 got wide open in the corner of the end zone, and that was Kevin Carpenter for a big 2-point conversion.
Well, right now, he caught as many passes in the last 2 plays as he has all season, and none has been bigger. 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Ian Brown is kicking off.
When we had written a script for this, Mike, we talked about it in our pregame about the type of offenses, 2 exciting running teams, probably the 2 best in the state. And look what we've got with 5:50 left on the clock.
Again, it's a kick out of bounds to the right this time. And Ian Brown has got to go back another 5 yards. I tell you, Jack, I think this is going to be a factor. This wind in Ian Brown's face makes it very hard to cut through. And we saw the flags before, and if anything, the wind has gotten even more severe. I would say it's at least 25 miles an hour.
It really has picked up, and of course, Belvidere has thrown the ball more than Peoria Richwoods, and they'll have the ball, the wind to their back, and Beeling's thrown for 867 yards on 55 completions. Interesting point, Mike. The last 5 possessions have resulted in touchdowns or a field goal for both the teams. So we've looked at up and down the field, back and forth.
Well, it's advantage Peoria Richwoods. And Belvidere is going to get its crack at it now. Yerk moves up to his 17-yard line. Brown, you can see, putting this one on the ground. It comes up to Reynolds at the 30. And the backup quarterback, Reynolds, gets through a couple of tacklers, brings it up to the 40-yard line.
He got hit harder by his own man there.
Well, let's watch here. Brian LeBranch on the special teams coming down and busting up folks. There's Brian bringing him down. Okay, here comes Belvidere. 5:29. Clock is running. Jeff Baling brings him out. On their own 40. Del Santo for 13 yards into Peoria Richwoods territory. Matt Martin making the stop, and here we go again. A look at the scoring drive. 6 plays. 80 yards, 3.5, well, 3:37 on the clock. Kevin Carpenter, the 44-yard pass reception, plus the 2-point conversion. Here is Allen, Justin Allen. And he's trying the left side and doesn't get much. Ian Brown making the stop.
Chris Yerk right now to this point has 13 carries and 155 yards. And fullback Del Santo has 25 carries for 155 yards.
And it's not like these teams don't have defenses. Both have good defenses. But this offense has taken over on both sides. 5:01 to go. Clock stopped after the out of bounds.
I'd have to venture to say we're looking at several state records here. Rushing yardage, total plays run in a football game, total score. We've just really seen an incredible high school football game.
You can't measure the excitement, but if you could, this would certainly be a record.
Well, you know, you look down at this huge crowd down in front of us, and it's almost like they're watching a tennis match. Their heads going back and left to right, watching these teams go up and down the field.
Well, you know, I know there's a game out in California a little bit later today that's got a lot of people's attention, but it's going to have to go some to beat this in terms of thrills and excitement. Justin Allen in there along with Chris Yerk at the halfback spots. And they give it to Del Santo again. Del Santo stopped up short as he crosses the 45, and we get a little tempers flaring now. Wonder what took so long.
We're looking at Brock Deal, the inside linebacker for Peoria, and they're doubling down on him with the right guard and the left tackle and running the fullback right at him. And you can see Belvidere's doing a nice job of taking Deal out of the play.
Another pass intended for Chamberlain, this one overthrown.
Now we've got a big 4th down play. 4th and 7 with 4:31 on the clock.
Well, Jess Brown on the coverage. And here is, without question, the biggest play of the game. Reynolds signaling it in on 4th down. 4:31 to go. They trail by 3, and the Bucks are up at the line. Baling. Pitch to Justin Allen. Richwoods has held. Peoria Richwoods has held on the pitch to Justin Allen and held by a lot. They will take over with 4 minutes, 26 seconds to go and a 3-point lead, Jack.
And into this, up to this point right here, Belvidere has amassed 382 yards rushing. They run this into the short side of the field, pitching the ball to Hemke. And Peoria does a nice job of pursuing and stopping that play. Did an excellent job there by Justin Allen.
1st and 10 for Richwoods. Clock moving with 4:09. Schwarzentraub going to the short side, and Schwarzentraub getting 3. Now what do? Well, just chew that clock up.
Well, keep in mind that
Scott Myers on the stop.
Belvidere has their 3 timeouts left, and Peoria has 1. And with 3:49 on the clock running, Peoria's going to keep the ball in bounds, and pretty soon Belvidere is going to have to become selective in calling these timeouts.
Schwarzentraub with the rushes, but a couple of key pass completions as well.
37 first downs, Mike, in the football game. 21 by Belvidere and 16 by Peoria Richwoods.
2nd down and 7. Darrell Taylor, and Darrell Taylor is stacked up by a whole bunch of white shirts. Soma, number 50, and Myers, number 54. And it's 3rd down and 5. The clock continues to run.
Here's Taylor. You can see the guard full blocking and kicking out on number 54. A little outside trap there, just an X block. And Taylor is held, and we're looking at 3rd and about 5. Well, there's no question Belvidere has got to hold here to have any kind of chance at all.
2 minutes and 45 seconds. Clock is moving. Third down play. Straight up for Schwarzentraub, and it'll be fourth down. It'll be 4th and 2 from the 48-yard line. Good defensive play in there by the line with Todd Martins leading the charge.
See the little counter fake there, and he wants to run that quarterback draw, and Belvidere is not fooled, and Peoria is going to punt the ball. The clock running with 2:17 left, and Belvidere would be using one of their timeouts very, very quickly here.
Into the wind, Ian Brown. Reynolds is deep along with Brian Ashley. Ashley to the near side in your picture. And Brown gets it out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So with 1:59 to go, they'll have to go 69 yards with Belvidere. Only a 20-yard punt, but again, into that stiff 30-mile-an-hour wind. That's not bad at all. And Ian Brown has done some fine job place kicking and punting today for Richwoods. Well, here we go. It's all come down to this. Belvidere trailing by 3 from their own 31-32-yard line with 1:59 to go. Bailing. And Jeff Bailing on the keep to the 41.
Now this is where that no-huddle offense really helps Belvidere.
1:41 you see on the clock. 2nd down and 2. Bailing again. Saving the touchdown was number 11, Jess Brown, and Bailing gets the first down. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. 1:34.
This is unbelievable, and the people here are just, half the stands are on their feet right now.
And I think the other half is trying to get to their feet. Del Santo to the 40. 3 timeouts left for Belvidere, and a player is down for the Bucks.
Peoria Richwoods with 1 timeout left, and they're up 29-26. And of course, as we mentioned, Belvidere has 3 timeouts left with 1 minute and 22 seconds left on the clock.
That's Doug Brinkmeyer down, the 220-pound right tackle. And this is not a charged timeout. It's an injury timeout, and we hope everything's okay with Doug. I don't know how anybody's got anything left at this point. You know everyone's going on adrenaline now. What a high school football game. What a game at any level.
People will be talking about this football game for years and years. And we can say we were here.
Well, it's been a privilege to be here. Jim Corson, number 74, a 5'11", 183-pound junior, comes in. In a nutshell, there it is, the graphic on your screen. Belvidere trailing by 3 with the ball. 2nd and 7, 1:22 on the clock, and 3 timeouts left. No, they've charged them with a timeout, so they've only got 2. That last one was a charged timeout. Again, Del Santo and Rob Del Santo. Now, those are 2 fullback plunges on the last play. So it's 3rd down and 4, 1:07 to go. Clock is ticking. Over the middle, it's complete to Chamberlain. Rob Chamberlain complete to the 23-yard line. First down, clock stop, 59 seconds showing.
Remember, we could use a field goal here to tie the score, so when we get down to that area, we've got to keep that in mind.
They move the chains. They start it up again. Belvidere ready for him. Bailing on the keeper. Bailing on the pitch to Yerk. And the ball came loose, but out of bounds, and it helped Belvidere. They gained another yard or 2 and close to another first down to the 14-yard line.
We can see right here he's attacked the perimeter, and he pitches the ball, and he's very fortunate he didn't get a forward lateral call on that particular one. The ball goes out of bounds, and it still belongs to Belvidere with 50 seconds left on the clock.
2nd down and 1. The ball is on the 14-yard line. And this time they go to the left side. Del Santo's feet are still moving. He's to the 9-yard line. 44 seconds left.
2 timeouts left for Belvidere.
First down, the clock will stop. They'll move the chains. Belvidere is not calling timeout. They've got the advantage of that no huddle, and they are using it. There are 9 yards to go for a touchdown. First and goal. And to the 5.
Timeout.
Now they call a timeout with Del Santo taking the ball to the 5. 35 seconds left in the game or in regulation.
Second and goal. 35 seconds left. Showing you the balance of Belvidere. Del Santo has 27 carries. That's the young junior fullback for 159 yards. His running mate, Chris Yerk, number 20, has 13 carries for 155 yards. And the quarterback, Jeff Beeling, who makes it all happen, has 14 carries for 79 yards. Wow. What do we do now, Mike?
What do we do now? We watch and we enjoy this thing, Jack, but go ahead.
I got to kind of think here that Burns going to be going to the outside. They've run Del Santo inside here, and only from a time parameter standpoint to find more seams running the option on the outside. They've got a lot of time really left here because they are on the 6-yard line. They'll have one timeout after this. They're down by 3 with 35 seconds left.
I would guess maybe the option pitch. They'll start Veiling, have him run the option. He's been making a bit more yardage right now than Del Santo, and they'll have the trailing halfback, and they'll go that way.
You know, as we stand up here thinking about this, I just think I can't see anybody holding anybody. It's almost as if you know
now
whoever has the ball is going to score.
The officials are going to let them play, too. 35 seconds to go. Here's the give to Yerk.
Nope.
Yerk to the 4. And driven back. Driven back.
Just inside the 5. Call the 5.
Wow, Sen and Deal together. Clock running, 17 seconds.
Oh, a miscue. Got to call a timeout here now. 11 seconds left.
Justin Allen, tough on the exchange right here. 9 seconds to go. 9 seconds to go.
What a time for a breakdown as far as the option on the outside. If we have a replay of this, it's the only time in the ball game to date that they had a mix-up. Let's take a look at it here. He rides the fullback, and the back gets caught up in front of him. He wants to dip outside. You can see right there, Hemke gets in front of him and really screws up the whole play. And that's the first time today that Justin Allen came up then and made the final hit. Now we're down to 4th down. And 4.5 yards to go, 9 seconds on the clock, down by 3.
Well, this is it. Now, Hemke's had a bad ankle all through the year. They pulled him, put Justin Allen in. And Allen had the problem right there, so they're not going to mess around. They're going to bring in Sen. Check it. They're going to bring in number 29, Neil Hess.
How apropos this should be, though, for him to make this and go into overtime.
With the win. It will be a 22-yard field goal. 9 seconds on the clock. Here it is.
Bad snap.
Tough snap. The kick is blocked.
Bad snap. Out of their element. Kicking a field goal.
Well, you watch on the replay. The snap comes in on a bounce. And Hess was ready, but so was Richwoods. Sean Thompson, number 31, I believe, made that block.
We'll see the ball bounce. Take one, skips in to the holder, and he gets the ball down, but it's just a little too late. And we get the block coming from the outside.
It was Sen. It was Brian Sen who made the block, and there is the final gun, and that's the end of the ball game. That is it. It is over. Peoria Richwoods has won the score 29-26. There is bedlam in Bloomington Normal.
And Belvidere is in total shock down on the field. What a fantastic football game we have just witnessed here. And there's the two coaches meeting at midfield. Rod Butler and Vern Pottinger. Just a fantastic season for both of these schools and a fantastic ending to a tremendous football game.
Well, there isn't a soul in this stadium who is not drained. And it has been an exceptional performance by two teams, two coaches, two schools. Wow. And we'll take a look right between the hash marks. Both teams shake hands. You cannot get better than what we've seen. Somewhere in there is Paul Zakovic. We'll go back to him, and we'll bring up highlights. We'll talk to the winning coach. We'll have it all for you. Let's take a break now.
Before you buy anything, shop UFS first. You'll save 20 to 40% on toys, keyboards, typewriters, TVs, all kinds of electronics. Before you buy anything, shop UFS first and save.
Now, UFS brings you the pre-holiday Electrona sale. Get this 25-inch stereo TV for just $489. Save 20 to 40%. TVs, VCRs, stereo cassette players, typewriters. Don't miss the pre-holiday Electrona sale that's going on now at UFS.
UFS, where the savings are for real.
Beat the cold with a John Deere special purchase sale. Hot new 1989 Fords, only $89 over factory to dealer cost. Not 88, but 1989 Tauruses, Festivas, Tempos, and Escorts. Only $89 over dealer cost. And you still get up to $500 cash back. You can even save up to $4,500 on big, tough Ford pickups and 4x4s. Or save some cool cash on clearance price Mustang convertibles. It's a special purchase sale, and it's hot. Only at John Deere Ford you go.
At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, we figure it this way. It's not how far apart we are on the Central Illinois map that counts. It's how close we are on the deal.
We'll give a little more, take a little less at Bob Grimm Chevrolet.
So wherever you're coming from, Bob Grimm Chevrolet is always the closest. Because when it comes to price, we're going to meet you more than halfway. Bob Grimm Chevrolet, your give-a-little dealer in Morton.
A Thanksgiving treat from Cohen's. No money down, no interest, and no payments till March during Cohen's after Thanksgiving sale. Save on furniture, carpeting, TVs, appliances, bedding, and accessories. No money down, no interest, and no payments till March. And one more thing. Let Cohen's buy your Christmas tree with any purchase of $199 or more. You'll get a certificate for a fresh-cut tree or a 2-pound box of Fannie Mae candy. Your choice free. A Thanksgiving treat from all Cohen's stores. Free offer ends Monday.
It's not a cliche. This one will go down in history. Peoria Richwoods 29, Belvidere 26. The game not decided until the last play of the game. Paul Zakovic has got winning coach Rod Butler down on the field. Take it, Paul.
Well, guys, he is the coach. What a season, 14-0, and what a ball game.
Guys, you know, it's one of those games I wish I could just sit in the stands and watch, you know. I can't say enough things about our kids, about, you know, I'm not trying to be overly humble. I'm just making a very objective statement here. Doug Semper is one of the greatest defensive coaches there is anywhere in America. Bob Easter, he teaches kids how to play tough football like it was invented to be played, you know, for starters. And obviously the rest of our staff, Dave and all of them. And then another thing, our principal, Bob Beato, you know, he got Darrell ready to play today. Him, Doc Higgins, Brad Bevish, our trainer, Doc Cahill. There's just so many people right now that I want to thank that I can't. So thanks for everybody that's involved in this success.
And you're feeling pretty good right now. What is the emotion like inside of you? First champion.
Numb. It's just kind of a numb feeling, and it's just one of exhilaration. And hey, Thanksgiving weekend, my goodness, I got a lot to be thankful for.
I'll let you get up to the coach's stand. Congratulations. Coach Rod Butler is going to go accept the trophy, and I'll throw it back up to you guys.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much. A fine job for you, too. That must have been a fun place to watch the game from. Well, 7-7 at halftime, but that was only a promise of things to come. And, boy, everything came at once, back and forth and back and forth. And it's so interesting, Jack, that two teams that run had the decision made by a pass.
Well, you know, we talked about that in the pregame. It was really kind of interesting. We really thought it was going to be a running game, and it certainly was that. And who was going to be the last one with the football? But it is so ironic that the pass would be the difference.
Yeah, the pass to Kevin Carpenter. Kevin Carpenter, a 44-yard touchdown reception. We can't stress this enough. All year he caught 2 passes, but the one he caught 2 today, and boy, were they big. We're looking at the scene on the field right now, the winning team with the winning trophy. And there it is, Rod Butler and the Knights of Peoria Richwoods. What a nice touch. Meanwhile, the fans from Belvidere are cheering as well, and they certainly have a lot to cheer about. 3,000 of them coming down and making the long trip. They came in second. They're your champions, the 5A state champs for 1988, Peoria Richwoods. We'll be back.
Office Interiors by Whitmer can maximize the potential of your office for greater productivity. Whitmer provides a complete package featuring office function analysis, interior design, space and systems planning, and installation. Client needs are skillfully integrated with elements of design, color, and the finest in office furnishings. Whitmer also designs and installs filing and finding systems, including movable shelving and rotary and automated files. A productive office requires planning. Planning by Office Interiors by Whitmer in Peoria and Bloomington.
You're the one they depend on to see it through. In this world it all counts and they're counting on you. Show that world some style. You've been waiting for this time to come, and you know that time is here. You're living in real time. Seiko time. Living in real time. Seiko time.
Your Seiko headquarters this holiday season. Nyman Jewelers, 56 North Prairie, Galesburg.
When it's time to give your office a new look, stop by Used But Nice Office Furniture. At Used But Nice, you'll find top-quality pre-owned office furnishings in excellent condition. Choose from hundreds of chairs, typewriter stands, lateral filing cabinets, drafting tables, and much more. All in the best names like Steelcase, All Steel, GF, and many others at low, affordable prices. For the best deal, stop in at Used But Nice Office Furniture at 812 Southwest Washington Street in Peoria. Open every weekday and Saturday until 2.
Before you buy anything, shop UFS first. You'll save 20 to 40% on toys, keyboards, typewriters, TVs, all kinds of electronics. Before you buy anything, shop UFS first and save.
Now, UFS brings you the pre-holiday Electrona sale. Get this 25-inch stereo TV for just $489. Save 20 to 40%. TVs, VCRs, stereo cassette players, typewriters. Don't miss the pre-holiday Electrona sale that's going on now at UFS.
UFS, where the savings are for real.
The celebration continues here at Hancock Stadium in Normal. Peoria 29, Belvidere 26. Let's set up the final play that really decided this issue. With 5 minutes and change to go, about 5:37 to go, Jeff Schwarzentraub and Kevin Carpenter hooked up on a 44-yard pass and run play that put Peoria out ahead together with the two-point conversion by 3. But Belvidere came down and they were driving. They were at the 5-yard line with seconds to go, decided to go for the tying field goal. Neil Hess teed it up, and here's what happened, Jack.
Bad snap from center. You can see it takes one bounce coming into the holder, and by the time he gets the ball down on the tee, it throws the timing off of the kicker, and that allows those two young Peoria Richwoods people to come in and block that kick, and the excitement in the stadium is absolutely uncontrollable.
Darius Adams and Brian Sen in there to block the kick, and the place went nuts. We've got two views for you. First of all, let's take a look over there at Vern Pottinger and the Belvidere folks as they went for the tie. We'll take a look at what it was like on their sideline. Vern, of course, a classy guy. We got a chance to meet him, spend some time with him. He had his team ready. They couldn't have done more than they did, but let's take a look at what it was like. This is when the field goal was being tried. And there's Vern and the team, all concentration. The second-string quarterback, Jim Reynolds, behind him. And there's, you see the bad snap, or you can feel the bad snap, and there's the Belvidere sideline. Oh, my. What a way to end the season. Meanwhile, on the other side, Rod Butler, I'm sure, and the reserves on the Peoria side were holding their breath as well.
Well, there's the excitement after that blocked field goal with 4 seconds left on the clock, and Peoria's going absolutely crazy. Last year they came in second place. They were dejected. This year it's their turn to be excited and go crazy and go home with that big state championship trophy.
Well, here's the situation. You know, Peoria Richwoods has only completed 19 passes the entire year. Kevin Carpenter had only caught 2, but boy, the 2 he caught today, especially that first one, really made the difference. 44-yard touchdown pass and run play, and let's take a look at it again. Right here, Kevin Carpenter caught everybody by surprise.
Play action fake here to Taylor, who had a big game, and he goes right in the seam, showing that right on the hash mark. He was a slot man. He got in between the safety and the cornerback. The quarterback put the ball right on the money, and you'll see that diving effort to break the plane, and that was the big touchdown right there for Peoria Richwoods.
And together with the 2-point conversion, provided the 3-point, what turned out to be the margin of victory. Boy, I think everybody has about had it right now, but we've got more action coming up for you. We've got the 6A final in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, we hope you've enjoyed the games we've been able to bring you. Jack, as always, it's been fun. Let's do it again next year.
Oh, if they turn out like this, let's do them every year.
Wow, it's been incredible. Thank you for being with us as well. And stay tuned. We've got Class 6A coming up next right here on Sports Vision. The executive producer, Danny DiCarlo. Today's game has been produced and directed by Bob Albrecht. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video of Chicago. Stay tuned next in about 20 minutes for the IHSA Class 6A Championship, Mount Carmel and East St. Louis. For now, I'm Mike Lederman for Jack McInerney and Paul Zakovic saying so long from Hancock Stadium in Normal, Illinois. Once again, the 5A final, Peoria Richwoods 29, Belvidere 26. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Vision.